This podcast contains offensive language. You have been warned, fuckers.
Leave me all alone. I just want to eat chocolates all day.
We are go! Hello, Internet, and welcome to Get Plugged, your weekly podcast for all things awesome. We have made it to episode 10. We're turning a new leaf, and
we're in the double digits now.
Everyone's here for this, including spectacular guest. We'll get there. But across from me is Eric Osborne.
Hey, people.
Oh, my God.
Watch this. Sean Ferguson.
Oh, what?
He's weeping.
My brother from another mother. I missed you.
I'm so glad you're back.
Me too. I missed it.
And not even last, but certainly not least, Wesley Powell.
Thank you.
And joining us for this special occasion is the illustrious, ever-charming Liz Benson.
Hello.
She's on a little iPad.
Stop.
Oh, no! Oh, president of our fan club. So, it's a full house tonight. And, is that the Full
You
House
learned
theme song?
Sean's name today.
Katoon. Oh, wait, that's Family Matters. Sorry.
Those are all before my time.
TGI, I think, fucking got Eric's back.
Hey, I'm not the youngest person.
Yes.
Well, I am in the room physically, but in this conversation, I'm no longer the fetus.
Damn right. He's not the
I
fetus
take that
anymore.
award.
That's right.
And how old are you, my dear Liz?
I'm 20.
20.
Oh, well, we can still talk
20 years
about,
old.
like, grown-up stuff, though.
Yeah, she's almost
She's
technically
18.
an adult.
She's over
I'm a
18.
grown-up.
Enough.
Yeah.
Are you paying taxes yet?
Yes, sir.
You're old enough.
But you
Many taxes.
Okay.
So many.
All the
actually,
taxes.
none of us can be president, can we?
What?
It's 35, right?
No, it's 43.
Especially not me.
Yeah, you gotta be old.
You can be a senator
Old
or
funny
a
daddy.
rep when you're 35.
Shit.
Well,
Can we get some
that's
nerdier
good to
news
know.
than this?
Listen, let's talk about this. Eric has a little something sumptuous for us to sip upon to rejoice.
yes.
in his
Hopefully a new
return.
tradition we can bring in. I got this Rogue Voodoo Donut Bacon Maple Ale, all brewed with natural flavors. It's a big, pink, phallic-looking
It's-
bottle. I
If,
saw
if you didn't
Yes.
catch that, the
Well-
words bacon, donut, maple were all in there.
Yes.
So.
Throw them up, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Throw them up.
Welcome
I
back.
apologize for my
You're
absence.
never allowed to leave again.
I know.
looking at you, kid.
Look at you, kid.
Who can't
Yeah.
have this?
All right, let's not puke.
I can have it, just not in public.
That is foul.
It's not a donut.
There's definitely some bacon.
It's not as bad
I
as I
taste
thought
the
it would
bacon.
be, but I taste the bacon. Yeah, I don't really.
I think
If I could-
I actually thought that was gasoline for a
That's-
second.
I don't think I want to drink this.
I don't.
Listen, it's not a party foul if no one sees it.
Oh
Could we get like some breakfast croissants and dip it in it?
I don't think that's
Oh.
All right.
It does taste like just syrup after.
Actually, this looks
that's
kind of like the
aftertaste.
drippings out of your Sonic breakfast burrito.
All right. So
No, those were
so
yellow.
as far as beers go,
Juicy.
the Rogue Voodoo Donut, which is a company out of Portland, the
Whoa.
Bacon Maple Ale. And Sean, I'm with you on this one. actually.
does not approve. Sean has had many drinks.
He did not come out of illness
Shaken.
to drink that. I don't blame you.
I like Rogue. That is foul though.
I've had Rogue before. I just never. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get another beer and in a minute. But first, will you please indulge me? Let me run the numbers.
Yes.
We've been without for
I know.
far too long.
Guys,
There's
I've
a lot of
been
numbers
hurting.
to run now.
I will try to
Yeah.
be succinct as I can. First, we're going to start out with a box office top. I really want a sound effect to start this off someday. Yeah. Box office top 10. The Conjuring came in at number 1 with 41 million. It actually set a new record for an original R-rated horror film, a non-sequel R
You saw
film.
that.
I did see that.
And you were a fan, I heard.
I really liked it.
I'm not a fan of the Saw franchise because I think it's just torture porn, but this one looked like a really classical horror film.
Super quick interjection so we can keep with the numbers rolling.
Yep.
We'll talk about it a little later, but definitely fresh take. I would like to see a sequel, and I'll talk about said sequel when we get there.
Okay. Despicable Me 2 came in at 24 million. Turbo came in at number 3 with 21 million. Grown Ups 2 came in at number 4. Red 2 came up with a very disappointing 18 million. And Pacific Rim, my child of the summer, came in at number 6 at 16 million. The big bomb of the weekend, I'm sure you guys know, was R.I.P.D. starring Ryan Reynolds. Number 8, The Heat. Number 9, World War Z. And number 10, Monsters U, holding strong at 5 weeks in the top 10. Well, it's worth mentioning that one of the biggest news stories to come out of last weekend was Ryan Reynolds was in 2 bombs over the weekend, both Turbo and Ryan Reynolds. There's a lot of scuttlebutt in Hollywood saying that he should not even be a leading man in movies anymore. He has yet to produce a single quality hit.
What? Green Lantern wasn't?
One of the top 10 bombs of the last 20
What
years.
about National Lampoon's Van Wilder?
I actually like that movie.
It's
really
fine.
like
It didn't make
Tara
any money.
Reid's last good movie.
The trailer for 47 Ronin was released this last weekend. San Diego Comic-Con released a lot of really big news. For those of you guys who have been following the drama behind 47 Ronin, it is a Keanu Reeves Japanese samurai-style film. It has been in development for about 4 or 5 years. It's like a love project coming out of Keanu. It looks really interesting.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong,
Go.
but there's 4 posters they released for it, and one of them is Warrior, and it's this dude who's just covered in tattoos. I
Yes.
thought that guy is... I know he's the same guy who's in a Lady Gaga video, but I thought... Hold on.
I didn't know that.
He's only famous because of those tattoos, and he's just
They're
sort of...
real?
Yeah,
Wow.
those are them.
Very cool.
So, I guess if you're, it's kind of a risky take, you know. I'm gonna
Well-
cover my whole body in tattoos
And be an actor. Yeah, it's a pretty tough pull. Anyway, the trailer looks really cool. It looks like a classic samurai film, but it has a very supernatural twist to it. San Diego was also haven for a lot of really big news coming out of the weekend. I'm going to blast through these quickly because we got a lot to talk about them. Batman vs. Superman. Holy shit. The Guardians of the Galaxy costumes were released to the public. RoboCop footage was reviewed. Veronica Mars is almost finished shooting. Old Boy trailer coming out was released recently. Is J.J. Abrams still committed to Star Wars? He's considering walking away from the project. The top 5 bombs of the summer so far: Lone Ranger, Pacific Rim, Jack the Giant Slayer, The Internship, and White House Down. You guys
Pacific
want to comment?
Rim bombed?
It's not doing well. It was a $200 million production, and it's only pulled in $68 million domestically.
That sucks.
It sucks very bad, but it has yet to debut in about 4 big territories, including China, where it's going to do really well. So,
I mean, it's going to make its money back, but
Yeah.
it's not getting a sequel.
it is not getting the sequel I desire.
That sucks.
My favorite movie probably of the summer.
Why don't you go ahead and just write it down in your little book?
Why don't
It's
you
gonna
just
get
marry it?
It's going to get an in, and it's going to get a... You just threw me off with that joke. It's so old. So juvenile. It's going to get an animated series.
I think that's pretty fair.
Put your money down on it.
Yeah.
And they're going to call it Robotron.
It's going to be... Well, no, it's going to be
Robotech.
probably part 2D and then part cel-shaded 3D. Like it's,
What the interesting thing about it is The Conjuring, which was a budget of about $20 million, opened at 41. To give you some perspective, the budget for Pacific Rim, not including advertising, was $200 million, opened at 37.
it's such a niche, though. I mean, people love getting scared.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know what to think about giant robots. And I love Pacific Rim. I've seen it 3 times now.
Oh, man, good for you.
Bravo.
I'm trying to
Wow.
support it,
Wow.
but
I'm going to go back and see it with Lily. That and probably the Wolverine this weekend. So.
I'm gonna have to wait for your
Oh.
review on that one.
I heard it was, well, in a review that I read, the opening title was the Wolverine movie that I've always wanted.
Yep. Hopefully
I
you're right.
think I
I'm
read
skeptical.
a similar review, but they said they
Skeptical.
wish that the last half of the movie hadn't gone to typical form.
Everybody said it was very formulaic in the last
I was
half.
like,
I'm going to hold out
oh.
judgment
Yeah.
because I'm not a big James Mangold fan.
Mm-hmm.
310 to Yuma was a solid film, but it wasn't brilliant. So we'll see if he can actually break convention more than the critics are giving him credit for. It's pulling in at 53 on Metacritic right now. So
That's
so
a punch
some-
in the tum-tum.
It is, but there are some really polarizing films out there. You look at Blade Runner and Fight Club; these films divided critics as well. So it may fall in that category. Any
Yeah,
other-
but it's not going to be a Fight Club. I mean,
well, probably not.
It's Wolverine. It's not a statement.
It's too big of
about-
a film.
Liz, are you gonna go see the Wolverine?
Probably not.
Are you not a Hugh Jackman fan?
Why is
I
this?
like Hugh Jackman. He's pretty good.
But you're not a
I guess.
Wolverine fan.
I like Wolverine. I didn't really like the last Wolverine movie I saw in theaters.
Because it was horrible, but
So
Hey, Ryan Reynolds was
I'm
in that
probably
too.
gonna wait.
Oh, well, there you
Wolverine
go.
is like my least favorite of all the X-Men, though. Maybe not my least, but he's definitely not one of my favorites.
Deadpool?
He's not an X-Men.
Or Wolverine?
Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never cared for his character.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not the biggest Wolverine fan, but my wife is a big Hugh Jackman fan, so I'll probably segue into that.
them
theater
abs.
For that.
Ever since Kate and Leopold.
That's the only reason.
That's a great movie.
My mom
Shut your
watches
mouth.
that,
I know,
like-
I'm serious.
Meg Ryan is a
I
sweetheart.
love Meg Ryan.
Am I right? Mom gets Napoleon and whatever. What is it?
Kate and Leopold.
Kate and Leopold. Napoleon.
Oh, Kate and Leopold
yeah,
with
that comes
Hugh
in the house
Jackman
all
as
the
a-
time.
And my future wife.
Wait, what was the
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
Pre-surgery.
What was the other one where he was him and Greg Kinnear and Ashley Judd?
Oh Christ! Are you kidding?
Dude, there was a string where
He
like
had a
like
string of 3 romantic
Hugh,
comedies
yeah,
in a
Hugh
row.
Jackman was just like boom, 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 romantic comedy, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was also in the Broadway musical Oklahoma, to bring it back home.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
Les
was.
yeah.
He was
It's
just
hard to
in
do an
that.
Oklahoma
Wait,
accent.
yeah.
when
Yeah,
you're
especially from
Australian.
Aussie, yeah.
Wasn't he Jean Valjean and Les
Yes,
Mis?
he was.
Let's not
Yeah.
talk about that.
That's not, please. Oh, God.
Let's
Look,
all
I
buzz our
loved-
heads and sing.
I loved
My-
almost all that movie except for him and Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Oh, Russell Crowe.
I like Russell Crowe, but he's...
Russell Crowe bombed that role.
He was really good when he died.
that was pretty good when he died. I mean, the snap.
The neck snap. Oh yeah.
And listen, there's no spoilers. This musical's been out for freaking 30 years.
Yeah,
You
there's not a
ruined it
spoiler.
for me.
Yeah. Well, back to the Billboard 100. I'm going to go back to the numbers for a bit. Magna Carta Holy Grail by Jay-Z came in at number 1 to no one's surprise. It actually did something really interesting. It actually had 1 million copies sold before it was even on the market for those people who bought Samsung Galaxy 4s or 5s. I can't remember which
There
one.
was so much promotion for
Yes.
that album.
It had 1 million
Ridiculous. It was everywhere.
sales. You really like that record, Sean?
I really like what we're doing.
He is massaging his nipples in an erotic fashion. It's really unsettling because I'm trying to stick to
John's
the-
really liking it too.
Ciara came in at
You
number
got
2.
me so hypnotized. No way.
For those of you guys who've seen the Ciara video with Nicki Minaj, it's really interesting. It made me think about the Blurred Lines video with what's the guy who sings that song? Robin Thicke. How he has a bunch of naked women walking across the video. Got banned across the United States and the UK.
Didn't you talk about that?
Yeah, I
a
brought
while
it up
ago?
before about
I
how
always think of Alan Thicke when I hear Robin.
Yeah, I mean, I think of the dude from that.
that's his dad.
Yeah.
Alan
think
Thicke,
Severs.
Alan Thicke is Robin Thicke's father.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
He's got to
think,
be so proud.
Thick slabs of bacon.
Canadians.
Yeah.
Canadian.
J. Cole, number 3. Florida Georgia Line, Here's to the Good Times, number 4. Night Visions from Imagine Dragons, your favorite band, at number 5.
Well, I
That
mean,
thing
I'm
is
over it
sold a
now.
lot. Oh.
Radioactive.
45 weeks on the charts.
Radioactive.
And Yeezus from Kanye West is now at number 6. It dropped pretty sharply in its 3rd week. So, enough about the Billboard 200. Some news I'm sure you got. Oh, Chris Brown pleaded not guilty to running over somebody with a car yesterday. Oh, we clipped it. Damn it.
No, we're still recording.
Oh, we're still recording? Okay.
Which is-
Sigur Rós West, I figured put this in here for you. They put out their latest full-length record. It's the Vigler XL. Its full-length record came out 2 weeks ago.
Does it
It's
also
good.
have no
It's-
words?
Didn't I send you guys
Swedish,
links to
yeah.
that?
You did, but
It's-
it's so cigarettes.
It's so very good and sexy. It's so sexy.
We
And
make some
comics.
We do not care.
I think it was. We were talking about Stuart Immonen earlier, right, Sean?
Right.
I think I was wrong about saying who. It wasn't Uncanny X-Men Immonen's on. It's actually Steve
Bendis?
McNiven, who was working on Guardians of the Galaxy recently. Is working with Rick Remender on Uncanny X-Men now, or Uncanny Avengers, I should say. So I get things all mixed up. I'm sorry. Uncanny Avengers. He's working on that with Rick Remender, who I'm a big fan of. Check that out. Grant Morrison's getting ready to finish up his run on Batman with Batman Inc. finale. His quote: "I think people will hate my finale."
Dude,
So-
I've hated everything you've done so far.
He did a really good series called We Three about 3 animals being put into a war machines. And
Yeah,
he did
but that's not mainstream.
no, it's this Vertigo stuff.
It's when he writes his own shit. It's cool.
Exactly, but his action or his Superman,
Yeah.
Death of Superman,
Like
whatever.
we,
was
like we
really,
talked
really
about the All-Star Superman.
Good. All-Star Superman was really, really good. For those of you guys who want to see a good
I mean,
Grant
who was
Morrison.
it? I think it was either Sean Murphy or Cameron Stewart. Somebody was griping to them about how shitty, or they asked how it was to draw shitty Grant Morrison storylines. And
Ah.
the artist was like, I've spent half my career drawing
Working-
with this guy. Like, I'm
No
not going to
kidding.
talk shit on him. Like, I enjoy the work I've done, and I can respect that. I just personally fucking hate everything that he's done for mainstream Batman.
He's taken a character and really, really distorted him. And people seem to love it, but I am not on the bandwagon. So I guess you and I can agree on
I'm
that.
old-fashioned.
And my last comic news is the Dodson duo is now joining Wood on X-Men's Battle for the Sisterhood. For those of you guys who are fans of good comic art and pinup girl art, the Dodsons are a husband and wife team. Beautiful artwork. They do great, really pretty girls. And that's all the comic news. Last thing I want to hit is... Hold on a second. Sorry. Games. We got a lot of stuff to hit. XCOM developer now working on Star Control.
Yes.
Sean's very excited about this. The best-selling video games, no surprise to many people, The Last of Us came in with 3.4 million copies in 3 weeks. You best believe there's going to be a sequel coming. Edge Magazine gave Plants vs. Zombies 2 a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I hope not.
And here's my last story about video games. A Texas teenager who has been in jail since March faces an 8-year prison sentence. Why? Because he threatened people while playing...
Call of Duty.
Nope, League of Legends.
What?
Yeah, he apparently went online and told a lot of commenters and players, "Oh, I'm real messed up in the head. I'm going to shoot up a school full of kids and eat their still beating hearts." The next 2 lines were LOL and JK. He was then turned over to the FBI and arrested. He made bail at $10,000.
Wow, that's horseshit.
Yes. Now, this is the reason I left that as my last story, because I want to get you guys' opinion, because this brings us back to Xbox One and the new reputation system. Have you guys read on this at all?
A little bit.
No.
We talk so much about trolls that I don't even play multiplayer online anymore because I get so tired of people calling me.
No,
Why
I'm
don't
just
you
tired
just
of
mute
8-year-olds that have
Yeah.
beaten the game 3 or 4 times. They just run ahead of you
Right.
and make the game not fun.
Hey, it's just multiplayer gets kind of difficult, but the whole idea of online trolls is so prevalent, and it's for people saying things maybe like this guy said, things that weren't intended to be, accepted by the whole masses.
I don't know, dude. It's the mics are all silent whenever I play. No one talks the whole time.
Well, I think the issue was
Depends
that he
on what
posted
game
on
you play.
Facebook about something regarding what he had said or something like
Like
that.
comment sections of things, that's where all the trolls lurk.
It's
That
pretty
must
bad.
have.
Message boards.
There
that's
was
why
somebody.
IGN had that thing.
Somebody pretty high up that works at Activision wrote a blog post about comments and stuff, and basically telling people to stop being bitches and just like dogging the developers and stuff like that. Like, I figured that had something to do with this situation. Did you guys hear about that?
Well, Activision has a reputation of trolls really bad because of the Call of Duty series versus the Battlefield series.
Well-
you guys may have remembered that Battlefield.
Well, what happened was they released some patches that upset a lot of the players, and
On-
so like
on
these
Battlefield
players
or
on Call of Duty.
Okay.
And all these players started threatening the lives of the people in
Oh
charge.
no, I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, and so like, I mean, just through like forums and blog posts and
It's
stuff.
just
but-
games, people.
Yeah, it's
Chill
like
the
people get
fuck out.
way too invested in these games and
Like
just
Liz.
act dumb. And so
Liz,
like,
are you one of those hardcore gamers?
No.
She gets so mad. She just goes on forums and just threatens the world.
Well, you are our segue into the Castle Crashers arena. What games are you playing right now?
Me?
Well, yeah.
Well, Last of Us is the last game I played.
You and I are friends.
I have not beaten it though. I refuse to beat it. I don't want it to end. It's
I
so
know.
good.
It's really, really good.
You know, I
Well,
I feel like
you
I'm
can
going to
play
be the
through it
lone
again.
dissenting opinion here.
Okay.
I feel like there's parts of it that are the most excellent thing I've ever touched, and then there's other parts where it just drags.
That's what I
so
want to hear about.
long.
I want to hear.
Well, I
your
got to the
criticisms.
part that I thought was the best part of the game, and I'm just like, no,
Done.
I don't want to play anymore.
Done.
I'm done.
which
That
part
made
is-
it for me.
Can you tell us
spoilers.
what it is, or is it too spoiler?
Well, have you all played it?
I've
I've
finished
beaten
it.
it.
I don't want to spoil.
Well, John
I
can't
don't-
play.
John's
it.
I don't-
never gonna play
I don't
it.
care.
Okay, well, spoilers.
Okay, 5, 4,
5,
3,
3,
2,
2.
1.
Go.
One, spoilers. Okay, at the end of winter, whenever
Oh, yep.
You hunt
you
the
play
deer.
as Ellie, and she just stabs that guy in the face
Yeah,
over
right.
and over and over again, and Joel, he runs in and he's like, "Oh, baby girl," and he's like holding her.
I know. And you could have ended the game right there. I would have been fine.
That's like
I know. I was done.
That's like the finale.
All of my heart was
And-
just like.
Well, that's where Joel's character comes full resolution back to being that paternal figure he was meant to be.
Right.
Well, I don't know if he comes full circle really until the end.
Well,
You know,
I think he was already there. By the time he had
the,
gotten back to
feelings were there.
her, the feelings were there, and I would
He
say
let
that
him out.
we just showed how far he's willing to
He
go.
let him out. Yeah.
But we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
You know
No.
what I
I mean,
should've-
my issues were just the amount of seemingly busy work it felt like it was giving me.
You thought the stealth work was busy work?
No, I felt like when Ellie and I were trying to go through the research facility and find the fireflies, it was like,
Oh,
go
okay.
over here, find the battery, open the
Oh,
winch, get
yeah.
the thing, and I was like,
But there wasn't a lot of that.
There really wasn't much.
I feel like they toned that down from what they did in the Uncharted games.
Absolutely.
So,
I didn't play the Uncharted game, so it
That's
felt like a lot to me.
Like,
I was just
Very
like,
toned
oh
down.
Lord.
and like in the grand scheme of things, it was like a 15 to 20 hour campaign. Like I felt like there was very little of it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was definitely an awesome game overall. But like I said, there was those couple parts where I was just like, come, let's get through it. Mm-hmm. I hope they don't make a sequel.
I do too. I honestly
Sean,
do.
that's the thing. Is like I love the universe, and I don't want to go back to those characters. I just don't
Yeah.
want to go back.
But I don't know what other stories you could tell in that universe that I would care about.
Well, I like the sci-fi aspect of these quote-unquote zombies as something that can be explored later on. But I
Yeah,
don't
but
want
they
these-
just set the stage. Like the characters are like what make that game what it is. So.
I agree.
That's why Uncharted is so popular. Is the characters and
Yeah.
And it was in Uncharted. It is set up to be a franchise. This was set up to
Yeah,
be
that's a goofy
story.
like action
Right.
adventure.
yeah, like a pulp game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could maybe see a sequel like from a soldier's point of view.
I really hope.
But really from like the beginning and then playing those 20 years.
Okay, like
That could be interesting.
my thing is like as great as I think that game was, and so far it's probably, in my opinion, been the best game of the generation. That's my opinion. But I don't like that game is really hard for me to play, and I can like I think I may have mentioned this before, but I can kind of only play it in small bursts because it's so dreadful. Like the whole game is.
The
just, like-
anxiety.
yeah, I'm like there's like this.
Joel
terror-
fucks people up.
That's true, and it's
He's
really,
a dark man,
That is, it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
which I appreciate.
Yeah,
I appreciate
but-
that they brought that kind of dark characterization to this
No, it's
dude.
really cool, but it's not something that I feel like I can go back and revisit a lot.
Right.
Whereas like Uncharted was just kind of this lighthearted, I'm gonna go shoot people, but there are no real consequences,
Right.
but it's still fun kind
You're
of
not
game.
torturing people.
Right. And this game is just so dark that it's not one that I feel like I'm never going to be as excited about it as I am about like Uncharted.
But you appreciate the artistic statement of the game.
Oh yeah, no, totally. It's a
But this
better
is not.
game.
But this is not like your joyful experience.
Right,
You know,
right.
this is indicative of the kind of guys
No.
that Wes and I are.
No.
It's like the
Super stressful.
I'm gonna ask.
yeah, it's like the whole game. You're like,
When I played it, I did the same thing. Like I had to play it in short bursts.
Mhm.
It just gets so stressful, and like I feel anxious when I play it.
like I kind of felt like I was playing to get the game over with. Like I wanted out of that situation.
But that's what Dead Space did to me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was legitimately uncomfortable.
Yep.
But Wes, you're a Spider-Man guy. I'm a Frank Castle guy. You're a John.
He doesn't read comics.
I don't read comics.
What, you can latch on to a superhero. Give me something.
Nope,
Plastic
pass.
man.
What you
Plastic
got?
man.
You're a plastic. Yeah, he is a plastic.
You're a
man.
plastic
He's plastic.
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plastic man.
And you are a.
I'm Batman.
You're a Batman. And Liz.
Nightwing.
There
all
you
the
go.
way.
Good call.
Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson is my favorite.
Yeah.
So you got that with Wes. Very cool.
When you
Very cool.
talked about you
I-
were talking about Robins in the past, I was so happy because I don't think I've ever met anyone else who knows all the Robins names. So that was kind of exciting.
Were you a
Also,
fan of
you
Damien?
got one.
Did
You
were
like
Go
so
ahead.
you like Dick Grayson more than Tim Drake?
I like Tim Drake's Robin probably better, but I like Nightwing.
Okay,
The best.
all right.
Well, I think Dick Grayson was meant to be his own character.
He was
He's
just strong enough character to
yeah.
not be a support.
Tim,
Yeah.
Tim's always going to be a Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of Damien at all? The last Robin that got killed?
No.
The Grant Morrison
I
Robin.
stopped
basically.
reading like Batman and Robin comics after Tim went to be Red Robin,
Right.
and I
Yeah.
read that for forever.
Yeah.
I love Red Robin.
I mean, the Damien was the Grant Morrison Robin. He created and killed him, basically in a 4 or 5 year span.
Yeah,
I couldn't read the
Yeah.
Red Robin comics because I didn't like his costume. The mask looked dumb to me. I just couldn't get into it.
I
Wait,
just think of delicious burgers.
Is it Red Robin? That's his name?
Yum.
yeah, but I didn't think he was wearing the full-on hood.
Not now. Like not in the new 52. He's not.
But he
He's
did
got-
back to
he's
the-
got
he did
for the
wings
first year
now.
too.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
got back to the domino mask.
Now. Yeah.
Okay.
But in the new the last like few issues of Robin, I may be wrong. It
Oh, he
might
was
have-
wearing the
it-
thing from Kingdom Come. I got you.
Yeah.
I might be wrong about that. but
Cool.
That seems right.
hang on a second.
to me.
I have a comic book cover I can show you.
I would love
Oh.
to see this comic
Yeah.
book cover.
Visual aids.
This is going to work really well on
Well,
radio.
Hey, we'll post a picture of it on
Yeah,
our Facebook
yeah.
album for episode 10.
So I have the first appearance of Tim Drake, Robin.
Really?
Here we go.
Throwing that
There
out
it
there.
is.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. There it is.
Red Robin, here he
That
is.
I
that
just
is
thought
John.
he looked a little.
He looks like Justice League. What's that one with the Flash with the flat hat, the helmet? Hat?
JSA.
He looks like a
Justice
J-
Society.
He looks like a JSA.
It looks like
character.
Dr. Midnight almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked that costume actually.
I like the JSA stuff. Though.
It made him
There's
look a little more
Damien
grown up.
and
And there's Damien right there.
And then there's
Glare.
See, yeah, the
I see.
new
Oh, there
the
we
new
go.
Red Robin costume is very similar, but he doesn't have a cape and he doesn't have the hood. He's got the mask and wings instead, which the wings are kind of cool.
Wings. Like Azrael wings.
They're
or
like it's like
Nightwing wings?
no, it's almost like a cape that turns into wings. I don't know how to describe
Okay,
it.
I've seen that.
It's
yeah.
weird, but
The,
it's kind of cool.
Oh, whatever. I don't remember the word for the cape. The scalloped cape.
I'm liking that we're talking about comic book stuff. We don't do this very often.
So does John. I can see it, I can see it in his face.
John loves it.
You
Hey,
mean
listen,
every episode?
It's
whenever
not.
You jokers
It's
are all
not
together.
my fault that Liz has
I take
similar
back that
tastes
all
to
things
us.
awesome
Yeah.
thing
Okay.
at the beginning.
If I gave you the first couple of issues, or like the first trade of
No.
The Walking Dead,
you would like The Walking Dead, John.
yeah, you
It's
love
better than
the show.
It's better
Like,
than a TV show.
Yeah, but I mean,
That would just-
I would read like Watchmen and 300, like the staples of graphic novels. But
Watchmen, I can give you that. one.
I can't get into
the
comics.
superhero comics.
No.
All right.
You might like the Watchmen because it's a deconstruction of the superhero genre. A
Yeah,
deconstruction
well,
of
and
the
it's a
war.
social commentary. Like,
It's a commentary on Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan. It's a commentary on
What
a lot of
about
the
stuff from like
conservative politics of
Oni
its time.
or stuff from Vertigo that's not superhero? It's every
that's
day.
more.
It's
Isn't
espionage.
Oni more
or-
manga?
There was
No,
No.
God,
They're an
What
American
am I
publisher.
thinking of?
They're from Portland.
No, isn't there a series called Oni though?
Yeah.
There is-
Yes.
that is a manga
Yeah.
character, but there's a publisher
That's
called
what I
Oni.
was
It's published called Oni Press.
They've been out for like
That
10 years
is.
now,
Or
right?
even-
They do a lot of everything. They do everything from Scott Pilgrim to
Oh yeah.
I refuse
Lock
to
and
read
Key
those.
to
Even I have the first two.
Lock and Key's really
Lock
good.
and Key is
What's that?
excellent.
Is it the Chuck Dixon spy series?
There were way
What's
too
it
many
called?
nerdgasms over
Queen and
Regarding
Country.
the
Queen and
Flowers.
Country.
Queen and
Oh.
Country is
I
also
wrote
excellent.
a song called Nerdgasm. I did that.
Does it mention Ramona Flowers? 'Cause
No,
it
it's
should.
about Chun Li.
I guess my thing is I'm always surprised that you don't read more comics since you're an illustrator.
Dude, I'm
Me?
barely an illustrator.
Oh, no.
She
Are
draws
you
better than I do.
Are you an illustrator too?
I didn't know
I mean,
that.
I study industrial design.
Oh, show off.
Oh, wow.
So she'll be paid more and
Yeah.
make things that are good for humanity.
It's true.
Yeah.
Can you make me a better shampoo
Well,
bottle?
So,
make your logo.
so
Yeah,
Liz,
John will make the box.
do you have a couple of illustrators or artists or painters you come back to, like your favorites, your big influences, classical or otherwise?
Well, when I was younger, I read a lot of Japanese comics,
So
a lot of manga.
What manga?
Kamamuchi is my favorite. She's very good.
No, I love
Tetsuo!
Akira Toriyama, of course.
All right. Did you read Gunsmith
Uh,
Cats and that kind of stuff?
What?
Did you read Gunsmith Cats?
No, I have heard of it, but
Yeah,
I've
okay.
never read
That
it.
may be a little bit old for you. I don't know.
I love Dragon Ball. I loved all that drawing.
Are you a Super Saiyan?
Yes.
Okay.
You should pan
Level-
that around your room.
level
you
3.
can see some sweet pants over there.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
There's Goku.
Yep.
Yeah, my whole room is decked out in comic books and
So,
Nerd stuff.
so have you seen Akira?
yes, I have. John watched it with me.
Did you understand it?
I think I was kind of young.
Yeah, I
when
watched it when I was like 13, maybe.
Yeah,
something,
that's
and,
like when I watched it.
I'm being
I
honest, I watched it a
pretended
year
that
ago and I
like
still
I
don't.
totally
No
understood
idea
what was
what's
going
going
on,
on.
but it
Whenever
was
you see a
so
cartoon
confusing.
man turn into a giant testicle sack,
It's a
just-
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, I was confused, but
Yeah.
I watched it anyway.
I forgot about that.
I
movie
loved that
entirely.
movie, and I don't know why because I had no idea what was going on.
It's a really rad film.
That's how I feel about the series Neon Genesis
Evangelion.
It took me about 18
That-
episodes to figure out what the fuck was happening.
Dude, then you
That series is so weird.
And then
weird
it's
as
messed
it even
up.
begin.
It's
Didn't it
messed
turn into a
up.
glass of orange juice at the end? Like all the characters, big glass of orange juice.
I don't know. I got one episode left. I'm about to find out.
Glass of orange juice.
Glass of
Enjoy.
orange
Way-
juice.
I'm not even
way
making
to
that
spoil
shit
it.
up. That's like me, like,
No,
yeah, they're all just
dude,
big
you
glass of
can't
orange juice.
spoil it at this point. Like, I have found out so much fucked up shit in this episode, this series.
It's like if Dave Lynch got
Yes.
a boner for
Yes.
giant robots.
Yes.
Neon Genesis.
And made a
I don't get it.
cartoon.
And made a
Orange
cartoon.
juice.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't have a giant boner for robots? I mean, come on.
But apparently not as many people
Yeah.
as I thought, because I
All
thought
right.
Because
Pacific
Pacific
Rim
Rim
would
is
blow up.
bombing.
Right.
It's bombing. I was really excited.
You know, I
want
want to. Can we
At best,
go
it's
back
a
and
chubby-
talk about Pacific?
I
Have
would
you seen
love
it
to.
yet, Liz?
Have I seen what?
Pacific Rim.
Yeah. No, I have not.
God damn
Well,
it.
because I was talking to John on the phone about it the other day, and being an anime watcher, there's a series called Aquarion that is the exact same plot. There's people,
Like,
they merge together to create
Yes.
to do the
This is
robot.
awesome.
Oh, I gotta
and
find this.
No one says it's original, but
I don't need any more.
yeah,
I'm
you
good.
do. Yeah, no, you do.
And there's like an adorable Japanese girl, and she has a robot, and it's so
It is
goddamn
adorable.
cool.
It's
It's
so
just
good.
I'm gonna
so-
wait.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
wait till it
God,
comes out.
these-
The red box.
I would
Straight
say
up.
I think it should secondly be doing better because it totally panders to all the white boy fetish for Asian girls.
I still don't believe that. I'm not. After my third time, I'm still not getting where that's coming from.
I don't
Because
either.
they mind meld. They're like, we're so connected.
But it's more of a
Yeah,
romantic
but it's
hot
like-
thing.
for him.
They didn't put her in a Sailor Moon skirt.
Right.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
she's
No, it's not
And-
that kind of fetish. I just mean
There was
it's
no
like
tentacle
it's a
rape in it. There was
wide
no Sailor Moon
stereotype.
skirts. There was nothing like
There
that.
is
No
there is-
smooching
I
either.
know what you're saying.
Yeah, there wasn't even a
but-
kiss in the film.
It's a huge stereotype.
No,
So-
yeah,
I
may
guess
even
I'm
fall
not
under
picking
Liz?
up on it.
I plead with you to
No
go see
comment.
this film in the theaters. It will not translate as well to the small screen. I promise.
It's
the
true.
scale of the film. Don't see it in 3D. Don't bother.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference.
Although I heard it was good.
No, yeah, I
It's
heard
okay.
it was so
It's
good
okay.
in
It's-
3D.
It's not. It's just okay.
No?
That's my second time was 3D. I'll pass.
It doesn't make any difference. It was like you forgot it was there after a while. It was less important in the 3D than World War Z. Don't get me started.
I am not good about seeing movies. The last movie I saw was Made of Steel, but that was like
Hey.
last week.
You're doing great.
So
So
Once you're out and about on your own with all this time to kill, you'll watch a lot of movies.
next week,
Atta girl. Catch on up. Yeah, so far this summer, for me, the quality of film has been pretty good. Whether people are seeing the movies that I want them to see is another story, but I think the quality of the film has been pretty high this summer so far. Has anything you guys just were mega disappointed with?
Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger? You were
World
looking
War
forward to
Z.
that one?
No, but my mom wanted to go see it, and I had to sit through it. And I was like, please, God, just let this be halfway as decent as Pirates.
It wasn't.
I
Please,
actually was
God,
looking
please,
forward
God,
to
please,
it, and
God.
then-
Man, I saw that one coming from a mile away.
No, I totally did.
Did you
too.
guys? Did I talk to you guys about that one at all? I won't go into World War Z podcast mode, but did you know he was actually the director? What's his name?
For Lone Ranger or World War Z?
Gore
Gore
Verbinski.
Verbinski, yeah.
He was actually slated to direct the BioShock film for a while. Oh, I know.
oh,
There's a really interesting story about that. BioShock
that
was
movie.
getting. It was just sort of like the Halo film. They were starting development. You know, they got the budget set at about $130 million, and they were really, really excited to put out this really hard R action film directed by Gore Verbinski, who had about as much clout as he could after the third Pirates film. And it got pulled. The funding got pulled at the last second because a comic book film came out that was rated R that didn't do so well. What was it?
It was
Daredevil,
no. It was
Green Lantern.
No, it was
R.
the what was the Rejects or
The
the
Watchmen.
Watchmen
Is
was
That
that did great.
It did not come in great. Whenever 300 came out, its
Specify
opening
great.
weekend was around $76 million. For a film that was budgeted at 60, it was great. The Watchmen was a budget of about $210 million, and it pulled in 45 on its opening weekend. Did not make its budget back, excluding advertising in the domestic region. It bombed pretty hard for Warner Brothers. in
DVD
terms of-
sales though were awesome.
DVD sales were through the roof. So it sold really well. It probably pulled another $200 million on DVD. But
Can't we just
do a labor
of love?
Well, Does so- it
have to be about the money?
I know, right?
Yes.
But I was surprised that when the Watchmen bombs, Gore Verbinski can't get BioShock made.
That's
Oh,
why you'll
sorry.
get a Last of Us
Oh.
sequel, whether you want it or not, because
I don't want
money.
it.
Too
And you-
bad. It'll happen.
The rated
Here's a
R action
personal
film
note.
is something you don't see very many more. Like RoboCop and Total Recall and those films from the 80s are all hard R films. When Total Recall got re-released, it was PG-13. It was very, and pardon my misogynist phrase, very, very pussy-whipped. It was not a very good film. And
I liked
it just wasn't that good. And it actually didn't do very well either. And so the hard R action film is becoming really rare. So I'm really curious to see how 47 Ronin comes out, how it's going to get rated, and how it's going to
Is RoboCop going to be an R?
They're trying to edit it down to a PG-13.
No.
I'm dead
Stop
serious. They're trying to chop it
Dude,
down.
all I want to know is why didn't we get a Dredd sequel?
Sean,
Fucking Dredd was so good.
you and I.
Dredd was so good. Dredd was so good. It was just like the comic.
Okay, I left that off my news list just because it's a small news. Carl Urban was at Comic-Con last week, and he was talking about the probability of him and Alex, the guy who wrote the screenplay for
Alex Garland.
Alex Garland wrote the screenplay. He and Carl Urban were talking. We could get a sequel made if fans keep writing Lionsgate and on Twitter stuff like that. Because
Alex Garland wrote Dredd.
yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's sort of an adaptation of another Korean film called The Raid, which is a really cool action film. But Dredd is a really cool.
Mike Shinoda did the music for that.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Cool. I'll have to check that out. But anyway, if you guys want to see a sequel to Dredd, hit Twitter.
Yeah, seriously.
Twitter.
please
I've
God.
been doing it for like 3 weeks now. Please give me a sequel.
I've been sending email after email.
I was Dredd for Halloween. Have you seen my Halloween costume for Dredd?
No, I'm going to after this.
Yes, you
Hold
are.
on. I'm just covering most of his face. Oh yeah, excellent, Dredd. Yeah.
Keep plugs, not the law.
What is?
I am the law.
I'm the law.
Seriously, the Dredd movie was so perfect.
Some people hate it.
I know, but they're not Dredd fans.
I know.
I mean, the Dredd comic is just like that. It's crass. It's brutal. It's
It's a send up of America. When
That's
I
all it
told a
is.
buddy of mine who went to go see it with me, he said, "That's a British character." I'm like, "Yeah, he's a British character written as a fascist sociopath with a gun and a badge." I'm a fan, So, but I'm rambling enough on my own. You guys, any news you want to follow up on?
I mean, Comic-Con happened, so
It was a big deal.
There's that Batman Superman thing.
We've got to talk about it. a
Oh,
little bit.
and it's
all I have to say this is all
I know. Yeah.
yeah. That logo is so forced. It's just the Man of Steel logo with a Batman logo stretched.
well, actually,
behind. It's
actually,
a
that is
pretty accurate
that is
to
a
the-
fan made logo.
Oh, it was.
That is not
it's
not
not
the official
official?
logo. No,
Thank
Thank
God.
God.
that is a fan made logo.
Oh, you had me so worried.
My actually, I actually remember screaming at the internet, the whole internet, because when I saw they're gonna have a Superman Batman movie, it enraged me that we still don't have a fucking Wonder Woman movie.
Isn't it stupid?
It's so stupid that you can't tell that story.
And Warner Brothers is like, fuck. We had Joss Whedon writing and directing this film, and we pulled the rug out from under him.
Yep.
And then he went to Avengers. Like, oh, fuck, we blew it.
I bet he'd come back though if they asked.
I don't think he will. He was pretty pissed off about the whole situation.
It'd be.
But that's like his thing. He loves writing
Women.
strong female leads.
Have you ever heard the gags about Whedon on Whedon-esque that when he's writes a female character for a while, he does two things to him? What are they?
Kills him.
Makes
Or-
him Scarlett Johansson.
Makes him gay. He kills him or makes him gay.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm watching Buffy again right now in my head.
And
yeah,
in a gay, he made Buffy.
Yeah.
In the comics, he made Buffy gay.
yeah,
So
Buffy was gay.
Eventually.
Buffy's so gay.
for a little, for a while.
I think it's
That's-
funny.
I thought Willow was gay.
Well, Willow
You're
was
right.
gay.
But in the comics, that was season 8.
Season
is what they
8,
call it.
yeah.
He made her a lovely woman who loves other lovely women.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
So
Back to
wouldn't that be
nerdgasms.
bi? Because she wasn't
Well-
gay previously.
I don't know.
So that means
I don't
she
actually.
likes-
I don't actually
If
know how
you
that
swear
works.
off men, then you're gay.
I guess she's bi.
Did she
then.
swear off men,
I
or
don't
did she
know.
just
I-
like have
dude,
some
I'm right
random
by the seat of
encounters
my
with
pants
chicks?
right now, like I do most episodes.
It's true. John is
There's Batman. There's
massaging it. But seriously, I was watching that, and then there was the MarySue.com post. They actually posted a fan made film. Now I have some beefs with some of the storytelling elements in it, but the short action sequence in this fan made Wonder Woman film is
Yeah.
pretty cool. The rest of it's pretty trash, but that short action sequence is cool. And there's another post related to it where a guy talks about kind of Wonder Woman's story and her origin and all that. And I don't know, he just makes a really good case for why the hell don't we have a Wonder Woman movie yet?
It's ridiculous.
It
We have a
is
character that could be a
ridiculous.
tentpole character as much as Batman or Superman. And actually is not
They need her.
a rich white guy or a perfect white guy protagonist. We could have a female, strong protagonist headlining a film.
That'd
And
be
people love her.
awesome.
And she has a history of selling tickets.
She would sell.
Yeah.
She would sell. And I think it's a little silly that the porn Wonder Woman XXX, the costumes were better than the
Weren't they
NBC
good?
pilot.
I haven't watched it yet.
No, but like I
But that
saw it on
costume looked
BuzzFeed. It
really
was like
good.
how a porn is outdoing NBC or whatever, and it was like the costume side by side, and I was like, wow.
Have you seen the Wonder Woman porn, Liz?
I have not.
Really?
Not yet.
Really? She just watched Man of Steel. Triple X. Speaking of
course.
Triple X, who's excited for the next Riddick movie?
Me.
I kind of am.
Me.
I'm
I
raising my
wasn't
hand.
until I saw a trailer.
Yeah, I'm
today,
looking-
and
I'm
now
looking.
It is
excited.
Pitch Black. It's just
Which is the best of
It's Pitch
the
Black
two.
2.
I'm fine with that. Great.
pretty much.
Pitcher blacker.
Once you go black.
You go even blacker.
God damn.
Because it's pitch black. I love those games, too.
So they also revealed the helmet for Chris Pratt to wear in.
Dude, that guy got
Guardians.
ripped, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I gotta get my ass to the gym. That fat dude from Parks and Rec ripped his fucking
Yeah.
God,
Yes,
dude.
Chris Pratt. Is
Yeah,
much
but you know,
protein
his,
do you think he
his
eats a day?
life.
I don't know. I want to do that. I
Was
want to
just
be
that.
like that. I want to
Do
go
they
to that.
inject beef like directly into his bloodstream?
Quit your job, get a trainer
And-
that's paid like $20,000 a week, and then we'll see.
Is that it? I'll do that.
Well, then, all right, then there you go.
Okay, here's the thing about David Twohy, the guy who's directing Pitch Black.
Remortgage your home.
Did you guys watch The Arrival with Charlie Sheen?
Yes.
That was him.
Yeah. That's
And-
early.
Yeah, it's early.
That's early.
It's actually not a bad film.
No, it's not.
But I haven't seen him do a good film since Pitch Black. 'Cause
No,
he did-
see, my dirty secret is that I loved Chronicles of Riddick.
It's okay. It's not
That's a
terrible.
dirty secret. It's not okay. It's a bad movie.
Actually, the anime was.
It's a
better than the
bad.
movie.
Well, yeah, that was awesome, but the Chronicles of Riddick's a bad movie, and I liked it.
Okay, let's go around the table. What's your movie guilty pleasures then?
Well, let's start with Liz.
I was going to say, let's start with Liz. What's your guilty movie pleasure?
Everybody stare.
I don't know. Probably. I love Nacho Libre. Nobody else loves that movie.
It's all right. It's
Hmm.
okay.
Wow. That's a really
Only-
bad movie. Good job.
It's a wonderful movie.
It is wonderful.
Get that corn out of my face.
What about you, John? What you got?
Don't ever ask me a top.
Oh, that's
anything.
right. He can't do
Oh,
it.
he's
Can't
up-
answer
okay.
that
He
question.
Oh, what, Sean?
Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick's a pretty good one.
Okay. Well, that's what you got.
I don't know. It's hard to. I don't have any that I'm really guilty. I feel guilty for watching, but the one that keeps popping into my head, which
Something
I
from
don't.
the
Is
80s,
it Pitch
right?
Perfect?
Oh wait, I might have one. Maybe.
I would say Out Cold, and I don't know why because that movie's awesome.
I like animated Disney movies from the late 2000s, like Treasure Planet,
Brother
Atlantis.
Bear.
Oh.
No,
You love Brother Bear.
What was that
I
one where the guy had like
definitely don't
the
love Brother
space
Bear.
surfbord one? What was that one about?
Treasure Planet.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Jeez.
just Treasure
It
Island.
looked pretty.
but,
It actually looked really pretty.
I mean, it's steampunk.
Treasure Planet
Marty.
was a great movie.
Well,
I get
don't know.
confused with
That's
Titan
as good
AE,
as I
which is a
can-
better movie.
That's all I can do. Sorry.
Yeah.
Titan AE. Way better.
Sorry, it's a good movie.
My guilty pleasure, the director of V for Vendetta, he was a co-director on the Matrix films. James McTeague did a film called Ninja Assassin.
Is he Assassin of Ninjas?
Oh wait, is that
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage?
No,
No,
it's
that
a
was
bunch of
that was
names.
Hong Kong Dangerous.
What a
Bangkok
name.
Dangerous. That's what it was.
What a name.
Ninja Assassin. It's so corny. Like, there's even parts like where the ninjas come into the room and you hear whispering, like swords. One of them goes ninja. He says whispers ninja.
Okay, wait.
Like,
now,
what the fuck?
if
Why
we're gonna
would
go
a
that
ninja be
road, we
whispering
just named a
ninja?
bunch of blockbusters. If we go even further back, the entire Jean-Claude Van Damme filmography.
Oh,
Time
dude,
Cop.
You made a perfect
Time
segue
Cop.
for James McTeague, who's redirecting Bloodsport.
Uh-uh.
Dead serious.
I
So-
love Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Frank Dew is my hero.
I have no feelings whatsoever on Bloodsport.
Really?
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh,
That was
you should
before
see
my
it.
time.
God,
just remember
Cyborg? That's a classic Van
damn it,
Damme.
movie. Like, if you like Van Damme and you were 12 years old, Cyborg was at the top
Oh,
shit.
it was
that
the
Universal
shit.
Soldier were like,
Oh,
God.
yeah. Universal Soldier got weird. Did you see the newest one?
No, but I heard it's really
It
interesting.
was weird. No,
Weird
it's-
can be interesting.
Interesting is not the right word. It was weird.
Okay.
It was like there was like a
'Cause I love
cult
Dolph
and
Lundgren, too.
There's some touching. I don't know.
I love the first TV or movie Frank Castle, Dolph Lundgren.
I don't understand what's going on
We were text messaging
Each
with
other?
your hands.
telepathically. Don't
There
worry.
was some jerk off motions, and then Wes was rubbing it into his bosom.
Don't worry about it. It doesn't concern you. Don't worry.
I
about
hope
it.
not.
Oh, man.
You
I
guys
love
into
talking about
comics?
guilty pleasures.
I'm
with films.
ironically like the Ryan Scott of this podcast. I just go
He
silent.
loves comics.
I know that's ironically.
I don't
Yeah,
know what's
go
going
figure.
on.
Yeah, we're talking about another podcast.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty meta
Meta
right now.
podcast.
Well, what TV shows you guys watching? Let's start with Liz again.
I have really good
Doctor Who.
The Doctor.
I'm
I'm
not
trying to
related
catch
you.
up before the 50th.
Okay,
Right.
did you know that one of the what's the redhead in Doctor Who the last season?
Karen Gillan.
Karen, she's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you know that?
Did you know
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she shaved that beautiful red hair off. She's straight up bald right now.
Zoe Saldana is
That's
also
cool.
Yeah, actually, Zoe Saldana's the cousin of a good friend of mine. Actually, a Dominican girl. I didn't know she was even.
Yeah, Wes was telling me that's really weird.
Can you
Crazy.
invite her to a party or
I
something?
really, really, really will like to try to meet her in a dark place.
How do you feel about that's creepy?
I know.
How do you feel about Matt Smith leaving Doctor Who? Is he your first Doctor?
No. Well, I started at Christopher Eccleston, of course.
Eccleston was the best.
Oh, okay.
man.
So you're
Maybe
used to loss
I just have a problem with suspension of disbelief or whatever it's called.
I love
because that's why you went and watched Pacific Rim and thought it was great because you
David.
have a
Just
problem with suspension of disbelief.
dumb fun. I knew what that was.
Doctor
like,
Who is
seeing
actually
it.
real high concept, really low budget.
It's shit.
No, it's not. It's
Yes.
not
plot.
shit.
It's
Yes,
plot
it
driven.
So far, I have not seen an episode of that show that's been good.
Doctor Who.
I'm kind of with John.
When
yeah.
mannequins attack and everyone's in a room with two Bluetooths in their ears, they're like, "Oh no!" Like,
But it was
Sounds
like the
good to
most
me.
That's Doctor Who.
generic,
There you go.
cheesiest shit I have seen. I'm sorry.
Wow. Well,
You know, whenever people are
that's-
starving,
Liz, I
on
think
an
we're in the
island-
minority in this room right
Hold
now.
on, I have a comparison here.
I don't care.
And maybe it's one of
You've
those shows.
actually like drawn a line in the sand
Maybe
now.
it's one of
I know.
I don't care.
Maybe it's one of those shows like Buffy that gets better after several seasons.
No, anything
but
you have to say, it gets better.
I agree.
Blah blah
No.
blah.
I agree,
It's not
I
good.
agree.
I heard that about
Buffy's
Trailer
great.
Park Boys recently, and I really enjoyed it from the top. I don't know if I may get worse. I don't know.
Doctor Who is incredibly well written.
It is really well written. Alan Moore
And the
wrote
stories
Doctor
are
Who
imaginative,
episodes.
and just because the special effects aren't fucking top notch.
The man flies around in a police box.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this invented in the 1960s? Yes.
It's
And they
pretty
still have,
psychedelic.
like,
yeah.
Daleks rolling around. They need to get up with
You
the
don't.
times.
No, you don't understand how much like the Dalek is ingrained into the British psyche. Like they love them. This
Well,
show is not
we're not
made
the
for
British.
Americans.
I do not like the Daleks.
That's also what annoys me because it's kind of like the British are cool, so we're gonna like what they like. It's kind of like with Japanese culture, how Americans are just like crazy over that.
No,
so.
I grew up with Doctor Who. I like him because I like him.
Well,
But he's not
No,
meant
I
for
liked
the.
Doctor
It's
Who
just
before
nothing,
anyone else
nothing
liked
about that
Doctor
show
Who.
that I have seen has appealed to me so far.
Well, again, like I
the
said,
stories that I have seen
I think if you've
haven't
made
been
it 4 or
that
5
great.
episodes in, if you don't like it, you're not going to.
I made it, I think, 4 episodes in, and it was hard for me to watch. I was just like, God, I kind of wish I was watching something good right now. Like that's what I kept telling myself. Like, and then I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why am I forcing myself to watch this show that I'm not enjoying?
I gave you wet
and
wipes.
I love Christopher Eccleston. Like, I think he's awesome. And 28 Days Later, he was phenomenal. Great. And I love sci-fi, so I was like, why would I not like this show? I don't know what
It's
it
not
is about
for
the show.
everybody.
It's
No,
just,
it really
it's-
isn't. I think
just
it's-
doesn't appeal to
I would
me.
say even overacting, even over pacing, especially over effects and budget, that is a plot-driven narrative. And if the plot itself doesn't engage you past its shortcomings, you're not going to like
It's a
it.
plot-driven narrative about like one character.
Yeah.
It's a plot that's been going for what 50, 40
I
years.
think it started in the
That
60s.
doesn't make sense to me. Like
50 years almost, yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
the
these-
same guy inhabits different bodies, though, right? So he's got
Right.
the same personality.
No, it changes each time.
It's never
Yeah,
been
it's a different guy each time. He has a different personality, different body.
He has the same memory.
All he has
So
is
then-
the
Because it's just like the different actors playing the Doctor in a very different way.
So that
So-
just makes me even more frustrated because, like, it's the same guy inhabiting these bodies. They're same
But
whatever he is. I
But
don't
you
know what
liked
he is.
Dollhouse to make the same analogous argument. You liked Dollhouse, and it's pretty similar in premise. It's episode to episode.
Has that always been the
Yeah.
premise since the beginning when it was in black and white?
Yeah, when the guy, in the first season, it
Or was
wasn't
it
the
just
premise.
like-
The premise was that he traveled around the universe in this phone box doing shit until he retired. When Hartnell stepped down, the writers were like, "Well, shit, we can either
Exactly.
cast another
So-
guy."
Right,
Bad
but
decision, and
wouldn't-
now
the
it's part of
writing
the
wouldn't
I
change.
wouldn't call that a
like
bad
the
decision.
writing style of this particular character shouldn't change. Like I don't know. I mean,
No, I think that's BS.
If they would reboot
Like,
the
yeah,
damn
I love it.
okay, if
that
you're
thing
writing a
changed
story,
organically.
okay, if you're writing a story about me, and I hop into different bodies, like I'm still gonna be the same person inside. Like I'm still the same.
What if I kill your whole family and everyone you know and love?
Well,
Does that
everybody's
change you as a
gonna
character?
grow.
No, I'm
well,
just
you're
saying,
still
does
the
that
same
change you?
person. Yeah, of course.
So then,
it
if you
does.
moved somewhere else and you don't know anyone else, are you going to show a different side of yourself than the people that knew you before?
But at the roots, you're still going to be the same person.
right, and at the roots, he is the same person.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like,
But he
so then
shows different
okay.
aspects of his personality each time he
to me,
changes.
it
So
just
then that
sounds
changes
like-
things. That's what I was getting at. Like, if he seems like he's a completely different person whenever he changes bodies, then that's dumb. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, again, we can't argue the logic. Honestly, we're trying to argue the minutia and the logic of a show about a traveling space booth. If you again, like I said, Wesley's giving it a fair chance. 5-6 episodes in, if he didn't dig it, he's not gonna. And there are a few shows like that. Like I'd say Buffy is a show that if you don't give it, it's 5 or 6 episodes and you still don't like
but
it, you're not coming around.
as for Dollhouse, it's not the main girl that you find yourself attaching to. It's the supporting cast. It's like
Yeah.
the doctor that wakes her up every time and
The engineer.
yeah,
and,
it's like, but then even then she comes back and she's back to herself. So it's like I feel that's different to me.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just trying to make an analogy about plotting. I know as a writer, I really, really get off on the structure of those stories. It's really, really compelling to me. Why do you grin like a Cheshire cat
But see,
for,
the
asshole?
problem is that
Go.
the
What-
outside
no, I'm
world,
fine. I like it. I'm just
the writers making that decision of like a dude retires and they bring somebody else in and they're like, well, crap, we have to make up for something. So they do that and then they just run with it. Like they need to reboot it. Like start fresh with rules that aren't reliant on something happening out in the real world.
But I love it when the real world interrupts the story. Like, you know,
Hate that.
I love the fact they
how about
embraced
this?
it and ran with it and made a series that was completely fresh.
That's-
Were you guys X-Files fans back in the day?
That
To-
also
to a
kills like
degree.
that suspension of belief.
I would
for
say
me.
whenever Scully or Gillian Anderson, she got pregnant at the beginning of the second season.
Right.
And so it's like, well, how the fuck are we going to take her out of 4 episodes of a 20-episode season? She got abducted.
Right.
She got implanted with a chip in her brain that's had all this genetic information of aliens and shit like that. It was one of the better plot points of the entire series.
Yeah.
But it was literally the writers reacting to an organic situation that happened in the real world affecting how the story was going to play out. And it took the story at a place that they didn't expect it was going to go. They're ready to go back to the formulaic, episodic storytelling nature, but it was their first really big, overarching story that had a big effect on one of the main protagonists.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. It wasn't until the later seasons, whenever David Duchovny quit, that it really ran off the rails.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, I think it's great just because if you have an actor that runs for a little bit, then you got to recast him. Then it's either you have to accept the fact that we recast this guy, and no one's going to accept him, or you can accept the fact that we recast this guy because he had to change and shift and become somebody new.
it's going to be interesting when we have these big Marvel Phase 2, Phase 3 character actors get transferred. I mean,
Right.
you, like Tony Stark, he's going to get recast someday. You know, I mean, there are some movies that I don't even think can be remade. Like, I don't think you can remake Citizen Kane. You just shouldn't touch it. You shouldn't try touching The Godfather. But I don't know. I don't know. I also like reinvention too. Oh, what other TV shows are you guys watching?
I am watching all. This probably says something about my character of why I'm having trouble with like shows like Doctor Who. I'm just watching The Newsroom and House of Cards, both of which are political dramas
well,
that
you're
are
in
just
it then.
completely rooted in reality. So
Are you
Is
like
the newsroom on Netflix?
it's an HBO show. I just watched it online.
Oh, okay. House of Cards, though, that's an original, right?
Yeah,
That-
Netflix
Yeah,
original
yeah.
is so good.
directed by Dave Finch? Or David Fincher, I should say. Guy who directed Fight Club.
Who plays the serial killer in Seven? Kevin Spacey. He's the main character.
He's the protagonist, yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in
yeah,
Seven.
oh, so good.
Full circle.
What about you?
What?
Shows.
No, I'm waiting for everything to start back up.
Oh, really? You're in that lull for Arrow?
I'm in that lull. There's nothing. Arrow's not on. Sons of Anarchy isn't on.
Yeah.
Being Human's not on.
I got a show for you guys on Netflix you should check out. For those of you who used to partake in the cannabis in your past days, you may want to give the regular show an Adult Swim
Oh, I
program.
love the regular show. I own all the seasons.
Oh, so good. I've only recently
You know,
been
even
converted.
Eric at work
Yeah,
is
I was
telling me
gonna
to
say.
watch that.
Yeah.
would hate
Really?
it. You're too
Yeah.
young.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this show's pretty great. I mean, you start stealing lines and start becoming those two protagonists pretty quickly. Have you heard of the regular show?
Liz?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
I haven't seen like any full episodes, but
They're 20.
I'm just confused. I'm just confused. the whole
I don't
time.
like. It's for kids from the 80s.
You know, it's basically Ren and Stimpy without the gross out jokes.
Yeah, it's stoner comedy from
Yeah.
the 80s.
Yeah, and it's pretty great. Each episode's 11 minutes long, and it's I think it's the best thing on Adult Swim right now.
Right, it's on Cartoon Network. It's
Yeah.
like it's right before Adventure Time.
Yeah, there you go. See?
That's how I've seen it.
But there you go. So you got some exposure to it. I think you guys should check that one out. What about you, Wes? What are you up to?
Pretty much everything. I'm kind of in the same boat as Sean, but I am watching The Venture Brothers. I'm a few episodes behind.
I just started rewatching it season 1 actually recently.
Oh, it's so good.
That's the best season.
It is so far.
Nobody watches Shameless on Showtime, and it makes me sad because I want to talk about that show, which is also on a break right now.
Is anybody watching The Killing?
How is that?
Really good. It's sort of like, were you guys fans of Twin Peaks back in the day?
You
Love
mean
Twin
the
Peaks?
the
No,
like the Hooters
not the restaurant.
place?
It was a show that was on.
You can
before
be a
were
fan of
born.
both. I'm a testament to this.
No,
but
those are disgusting.
oh, it's terrible. The women are just so
They're burnt out.
man, they're so burned out and they're wearing so little clothing and they're so nice.
Actually, I have a quick Twin Peaks story. So I went and with my friend Eddie, who dragged me there.
Izzard. That's
No.
a drag queen.
No, he dragged me there, and I distinctly remember being bullied by my waitress because I didn't get the double cheeseburger and the full-sized beer.
Oh.
She called me a lady boy, and so I was like, okay. And so then, like, towards the end of the meal, I asked her how many sit-ups she had to do to get this job, because I felt like she had been mean to me the whole time. And like super straight face, she's like, I have to do like 5,000 a week. Like I had to hire a personal trainer, and like I have to work out all the time. And I was like, oh my god, never mind. So then I did not go back.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was like a jet over her head.
I just live out all
That
these
wasn't a paper airplane. That was
best
just
and fast. I'd bring my
10,000
wife out
feet
there,
above
and
her
she's
head.
like, "Ooh, I want one of those little flannel shirts." And it's like, "Where are you getting your flannel shirts?"
what I want to know is how come there's families out there with little kids like on Sundays?
Dude, they do it at Hooters too, though.
I don't
man.
understand that.
That reminds me, one time I was at a Halloween supply store, and there was this little kid running around, and he grabbed like one of the skanky outfits, and he was like, "Look, Daddy!" And the guy goes, "That's my boy." Attaboy.
Was he a skanky Iron Man or something?
He was like this big, trashy, like his skank of a wife was there, and she kind of looked like one of those.
No, I mean the kid.
burnt
Did he
out-
be like skanky Iron Man or?
No, it was
Skanky
You know, it was like skanky
nun?
SpongeBob or something.
Oh,
There's
nice.
skanky everything.
It's like little Brillo pads for the bikini. It's like, what do we have? I don't know what to say about this. Jesus.
Just two sponges.
The worst I ever saw was a skanky Ninja Turtle one. That was really gross. That made me feel just kind of awkward. And like, yeah, she's got cleavage and that's cool, but man,
But they're not supposed to because they're reptiles.
Strategic-
I
Physically
know.
placed
It's
slice
just
of
like they're
pizza.
supposed to have a shell there, and it's like a shell with a cleavage. Just, ugh, I just felt weird.
Wes makes me feel weird all the time.
Yeah, I know.
It's true.
I mean, I can get past like girls with tails and like pointy ears and shit, even blue skin. I'm fine with this stuff, but man,
Avatar was
shells?
your movie.
Zoe Saldana.
yeah.
Do
Anyway,
you want to take a break?
it's a good time. Liz, you mind taking a break real quick?
I'm good.
Atta girl. Okay, we're
Let's
gonna
do
come
it.
back. We got some new topics when we come back, and zap.
I hope we do.
much is true. We'll meet up again when time kisses you.
We're going back in the game. Here we go.
Liz has something to talk about.
Okay. I have a game I'm super excited about. Ratchet and Clank 5.
Yes! She's with Wes on that one.
Yes!
I just finished.
I can
I
move my
just
arms
finished-
again. Yes.
I just finished Ratchet and Clank. Not a Crack in Time, but the one that comes before it.
Oh, all
Tools
for
of
one?
Destruction.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
did you
so-
play Quest for Booty?
No, not yet.
I'm playing that right now. It's
I'm trying to find a copy of Crack in Time.
And
but
he's
it is
playing it in
impossible.
real life.
Really? You can't, like,
Yeah,
on
no,
Amazon?
he's
I can't find it anywhere.
Really?
Really? For
What are you
PS3.
looking for?
Ratchet and Clank, a Crack in Time.
Maybe I can give it to John and you can borrow it.
Maybe we can just look at Amazon right now.
Yeah, he'll send it to me.
Yeah, it's
From
good.
I'm not paying for postage. You send it.
Yeah, right.
D-bag.
That game is
But
really...
I am excited.
You know what
It's
really
so
interesting
good.
most about that game is that the price point, $30.
Yeah.
That's
What
really
is it, like
interesting.
$30?
Yeah,
30
it's-
bucks.
it's-
It's really cool that Sony on the last lifespan of the PlayStation 3 is actually really pushing this whole budget title thing. They're speeding up the development turnaround. They're keeping the cost down low because they're smart because they saw how the PS2 sold the last 4 years of its life. It was budget games, and they wanted new games, even if they were just baseball games from other platforms. They were doing it budget style because everybody who gets in the last leg of a generation, they're looking to get in cheap.
Let me jump
So-
in on baseball games. What happened to Robo Baseball from Nintendo?
I thought it was a Genesis game.
The 8-bit.
No, I'm getting it mixed up with Mutant League
Yeah.
Football.
I have
What
some
happened
more...
to that?
I
All
have
right,
some
so
more...
Ratchet and Clank Crack in Time, $17.29 on Amazon.
Send that to Liz.
I'll have to get it.
So have you played, like, the original, like, the collection or anything?
I played 1, 2 on the PS2.
Okay, you're ahead of me. I bought the collection, but I haven't went back and played them. But Tools of Destruction...
I tried to make that my goal this summer because I played 1 and I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh my gosh, this world and these characters are so silly. I love it.
The dialogue in those games
want more.
is...
It's funny.
It took. It
reminds
was
me
like.
of-
Oh, go ahead.
It reminds me of, like, Star Wars for some reason because you're, like, exploring these different planets.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Star Trek, not Star Wars. But
Don't
how
mix your
dare you.
metaphors.
yeah,
God.
it's just like you're basically especially in A Crack in Time, you get to go explore all these little planets.
So, like,
which
just
is,
use use
Yeah.
the Force like Captain Picard.
No, it's Gandalf. Oh, you're right.
You shall not pass.
So yeah,
Isn't Patrick Stewart playing?
A Crack in Time is probably even better than Tools of Destruction in my opinion. So yeah,
Well,
I'm really excited for you.
Liz,
to
have you
play
heard
that.
about the film?
Yes, I saw the trailer.
There's a trailer out? I didn't even see the trailer yet.
Yeah, there's
You
a
all
trailer.
can't see Wes, but
Yes.
he is just pumping the
It's
air.
super
with
cute.
excitement.
So
It's just-
happy.
It's going to be interesting. You better enjoy these characterizations, these interpretations of this next game because this is the last time the writer from Insomniac is going to be with that company. It's really cool because we're seeing a lot of the video game writers are being farm leagued
You-
into movies and TV shows right now, and he's
You
been
know-
doing it. With
you know
Insomniac
where he
for a
went,
long time.
right?
He went to Disney, I thought.
Yeah, he's writing Gargoyles or something.
A film or a TV version?
You mean
A film, I believe.
Anyway, he was
time traveled.
Did
to
you read the
late
story about
90s
that?
and-
I guess so. Yeah. No, they talked about it. Well, there's a story. I read his blog post, and then they talked about it on a podcast that I listened to.
There's like a
I
lot of
wasn't
genre
allowed.
writers are getting pulled from different media. It's like a writer that Sean and I both know, J. Michael Straczynski, who used to write a TV show called Babylon 5. But even before that, he wrote a TV show called Captain Power. Do you guys remember that one? With the toys you could shoot the TV with.
Yeah.
Anyway, he wrote that TV show, and but he also wrote an Angelina Jolie film. They got nominated for an Oscar for Best Screenplay.
Hackers.
No, I didn't get Best Screenplay. No,
Tomb Raider.
These are the only two Jolie films you guys know, isn't it?
Hackers is so good.
I mean, look what we're dealing with here.
Oh, that's my guilty pleasure movie, Hackers. There we go.
There you go, Hackers. Yeah, it's really a realistic representation of that
Of
community.
hacking.
Yeah.
Yep.
It goes all Lawnmower Man halfway through. Fuck that movie.
What's
She
your
looks really cute in that
What's
film.
your guilty Christmas movie? Because I can play that game all day long.
Well, then you should start
What
us
do you
off
have?
then.
There's
Jingle
no reason.
all the way.
The
Jingle
Santa
all
Claus.
the way.
Yeah.
With
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Our whole family.
I'm not a pervert.
Dude, I was really disappointed when that Arnold Schwarzenegger film this last summer bombed. The Last Stand with Johnny
There was
Knoxville.
this.
Yeah,
looking for the
exactly.
Turbo Man.
There were two. This summer was supposed to be like the throwback to the '80s because both Sylvester Stallone had a film called Bullet in the Head, and it was just a comic adaptation. It's only made $9 million, period, budgeted at 46. And Arnold Schwarzenegger had The Last Stand, which
I didn't
bombed.
think that came out yet.
Yeah, exactly. No one else did either. So,
I did not know that was a movie. Period.
So there you have it.
Huh. Interesting. Good to
Poor
know.
Arnold.
What else is everybody else playing?
So the Steam sale happened.
John.
So I bought.
What did you buy?
Hey, stop that.
She's
Stop that.
fapping on the internet.
Stop it. Stop.
Stop fapping.
No, it's Shuka Shuka.
She can't hear what we hear.
Anyway, I bought
Sorry,
Tropico
Liz.
4, which is basically SimCity, but you're a dictator on like a Cuba-esque island. So you get to do things like build prison camps and put people to labor. And
What was
you
the
can-
other game you bought last week that was like Sim City?
Civ 5.
Man, you really like playing games where people are miserable, don't you?
Yeah, sure do.
Sorry, go ahead, finish.
No,
what you
I,
were
the
saying.
potential to make people miserable.
Wait,
Like,
what was the name? What was
Trop-
the name of the game?
Tropico 4.
Isn't that also like a
It's very
Phrygius, like the Tropicana?
I'm
That's
gonna
what
go
it is.
look at it. Right.
I was close.
First thing popped in my mind was Star Tropics, that old Zelda ripoff on the Nintendo
Oh, yeah.
with the yo-yo.
That was an amazing game.
Yeah, that was good. I know it was literally before you were born, but man, when I was a kid, it was Metal Gear.
Dude, my grandma could kick that game's ass.
Are you serious?
Metal
Your grandma-
Gear.
That's how I got to my first Nintendo was
My-
from my grandma.
Wait,
Oh.
did you
Grandma's
just
awesome.
infer
loves
that
I
Metal
think-
Gear was
I-
before I was born?
It is before you were born.
Star
It
Tropics
is.
before you were born.
The
1984.
game?
Yes.
Yeah,
No way. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
really
It
long.
was like
it was
a
an MSX
top-down
game, and yeah.
pixely thing. I forgot.
Yeah.
about
I think
that.
we should start a segment
called
what,
Before John was born.
Before
Well, that
John
too.
was born.
but what my mom is playing on Vita.
What's she playing now?
Currently, she is playing Resistance: Burning Skies,
Really?
and she had to.
She liked Doom and shit like that.
Yeah, she
though,
loves
doesn't
first-person shooters, and this is my mom, and she's like 63, and she's got a Vita, and she's played all the way through Uncharted,
God
Golden
bless her.
Abyss.
You live in like a parallel universe.
Apparently, yeah, and now she's playing through Resistance:
where
Burning
she
Skies.
is you from
and-
that other universe, but she fell into this universe, and you're a woman in that universe, and you became your own mother in this one.
Okay, you lost-
she's
you
you.
lost me.
my
You lost
own
me.
grandpa.
Yeah, except I'm
Um,
my own mother.
You
Sorry.
lost me, but
So
She's
how's she
playing
doing?
Resistance.
Is she making
she
good
she
progress
called
with
and
it?
she needed help destroying the executioner, so I had to look up a little guide for her.
God.
You had to
But
look
it's,
it
it's
up.
cool though. It's like it's because my mom doesn't even have internet, so I think
she
it's
has a
really
Vita?
cool. Huh?
She has a Vita?
Yeah.
How does she buy games?
They sell digital copies
Yeah, she just bought.
or
Digital copies with no
retail,
internet.
Retail,
you can buy
retail.
flashcard copies.
I'm just trying to throw Wes off his game.
You did well.
It was that easy. It was that easy.
She had a Game Boy Advance for a while, but she saw my Vita and she was like, "Oh, that looks really fun." And so like I showed her like Little Big Planet on there and Rayman.
Next
she
step,
has Rayman too.
You
so.
need to get her a 3DS and give her Animal Crossing.
She
I,
probably was going to play that.
I
game
tried.
with
I
you.
tried to sell her on the 3DS, but she was like, "No, I want the Vita. The Vita looks cooler."
She's
So,
right.
She,
But 3DS has cool games. But
I think John's just lonely because no one wants to play Animal Crossing. With
I don't
him.
have a 3DS.
You just
It's
keep bringing it up. This is
Yeah.
like the second or third week you've brought it up.
That game was amazing, and he mentioned handhelds and things.
That's true, I
His
did.
mother plays, so I don't think it's that far fetched to bring
Speaking
that
of
game back
handhelds,
up.
okay, like Sony. I'm actually
You guys
watching
talk about
Sony.
Batman or something every week.
They're adapting to how the market is reacting to the sales of the Vita, and they're selling games again, like we were saying earlier, budget priced, and they're selling more $3 and $5 and $10 games than they are premium style titles like games I like Killzone and Uncharted. There's this game came out called Total Recoil, and it's a $3 game from a British developer that's been making video games for 50 years, and it's a great top-down twin-stick shooter if you guys haven't played it. If you're interested at all, Wes, I know you only got a Vita.
So
No.
you mean they were making pinball machines at one time?
top-down
Nice.
shooters.
I
Like my
guess.
favorite top-down
Years.
shooter was.
Yeah, they've
Burn
been making
Zombie
games
Burn.
for 50 years, so I'm guessing pinball and card
Pong.
games.
Yeah.
It's a British developer. It's a really
Tabletop.
solid game. I mean, $3. You know, there's that and that Men's Room Mayhem. I mean, that's like $2, and it's a lot of fun.
Dude, I don't have to pay for Men's Room Mayhem.
You get it
Dragon-
free on
I
Steam?
just got to go have Thai food and hold it in. Like that's,
Dragon's Crown.
Bring those wet wipes.
That's
Dragon's
explosive.
Crown is
Good
coming
time.
out.
I'm super excited about Vanillaware, and that game's going to be $20.
No, it's
Is it going to
like
be full retail?
well, I think on Vita it's $29.99.
You know,
or
I forgot to
$39.99.
bring Darksiders
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
you.
It's expensive though.
I'll bring it next week.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I've been playing more tabletop games lately.
I've been playing pinball.
I've been using my
Oh,
imagination.
actually, I've been playing this. It's like a mini game inside of Little Big Planet 2. That's what I've been playing at break, at work. It's fun. It's
I have
kinda
a question for you all.
Please, dear.
I got Steam, maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Are you
and
are you doing on Mac or PC?
PC,
Okay.
and I need games to play.
Left
I
4 Dead.
downloaded like
She already went through Left 4
3.
Dead.
Do you like
Third-
third person action adventure games?
Portal.
Yeah,
Man,
Portal 2.
I was gonna say Portal 2 is a doozy.
I
The first
played
person.
Portal 2.
Okay, have you
on
played
the
Just
360.
Cause 2? It's like $5.
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't have a gaming PC, so.
Well, you can run it slow and it runs okay.
Have you? I didn't like Just Cause 2.
It's just a lot of fun. It's just big stupid fun. I mean, Saints Row is pretty cheap on there right now. If you want to have a dildo with that.
I play a lot of
it was on the Steam
smaller
sale. It's not anymore.
style arcade games on
Yeah,
Steam.
that's what I'm more
Indie
looking
games.
at. Like what
Super
Sean
Super Meat Boy is
talking
great.
about.
Super Meat Boy. I buy a lot of stuff from the Humble Bundles when those come out.
This is
Um,
like $5.
Limbo
games for $5.
is that on there?
Limbo's
yeah.
on
That
there.
game is
Cog's
so
on
good.
there.
Limbo.
Limbo is
If
probably
you
my
don't
top
already have
recommendation. actually.
Braid. Braid is
Oh,
excellent.
Braid
I
is
forgot about
good.
Braid.
Oh,
Fez.
Never played Fez. Is
dang!
it good?
There's one.
Is
I heard
Fez fun?
I don't know. I've
It
heard
looks
nothing
adorable.
but good things.
I think you should spy. It's like
Oh,
$2, so you probably should
Shank.
pick it up.
If that's available,
Shank is great.
or Shank 2.
Shank
Both of
2.
those
Yeah,
are
Shank
good.
2. Shank 2. Shank 2.
Those games are really cool. It's like a side-scrolling beat 'em up game.
Really cool
What's
art
that game they
style.
keep talking about at Rebel FM where it's like you're a trucker and you're living in like limbo, like Kentucky Highway, Kentucky something.
I don't know.
Super Brothers Sorcery or whatever. That's a really good one. I'm
Steam
gonna log into Steam right now.
He's logging into Steam right now to check out, see what they've got on sale. The Steam sale this last week has been pretty freaking impressive.
It's
though.
over though. which
Castle
sucks.
Crashers.
Kind of bummed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Castle Crashers get that. It's like $15.
So Castle Crashers is awesome.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that
Wait,
one.
you
I have played
introduced
that.
Torchlight.
You got John to play
I just
that.
bought
Torchlight.
Torchlight.
Yeah.
Torchlight 2.
Liz, get Torchlight 2.
Um,
We'll play it together.
And then
Yeah, what?
Torchlight 2.
Oh god.
It was $5. What is it
Try
now?
something. Triune 2 is also
Trine?
two-player.
Oh, Trine?
Trine.
Trine.
Just Trine.
Yeah, that's
Trine
the
and
one I
Trine
was-
2.
Trine
You know-
2. That's the one I was trying to think
Do you know
of.
Diablo plays?
Sort of. It's $3 right now. Trine 2 is.
That's good.
Um,
Trine 2 is
Oh, I
excellent.
just-
Trine 2
I
is
bought
very
it.
good.
I did the midweek sale, so it was like $2 for both games.
The Cave.
The Cave's awesome. Already
Cave's
bought that.
Dang. I don't know that.
Something about Isaac.
Binding of Isaac. That's from the Super Meat Boy team.
I heard
That looks super creepy. I don't want to play
I
that.
heard Don't
it makes
Starve
you
is
feel awkward,
good.
doesn't it?
Surgeon
It does-
Simulator.
it made me feel
Surgeon
awkward.
Simulator.
I really want to play
Swap
Prison
for your
Architect.
hands.
Never heard of that one.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah, you were.
I can't justify the $30 price point though.
No.
It really
I
should
still
not cost
it.
that much.
You know, I was reading a lot of blogs. You know, Cliff Bleszinski and a lot of like Activision, a lot of those developers have been talking lately about how games cost so much. They cost so much. And you
Well,
guys,
hold on. It's not done yet. It's not even in beta. It's an alpha.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about games in general, like the $30 price point versus $60 versus a $5 price point, and how as a culture and society, I know more people that will not pay $20 for a game. They refuse to do it, and that's a cultural movement.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, you're that guy. I have a lot
You
of really
wait,
close
like-
friends that have PlayStations that will not wait, or will wait until a game is $20 before they even
So
consider
like 2
buying it.
years.
Yeah, they will. They'll play NHL 11 just to save it.
I do that.
Yeah,
I-
And you know the problem with that is? The stupid Left 4 Dead Season 2 is coming out, and I already know Clementine lives because everyone's talking about it.
you're talking about Walking Dead too.
What did I say?
Walking Dead.
Left 4 Dead.
sorry,
You
yeah.
haven't played through the first
Well, that's
one?
okay. I
No,
mean,
and I was expecting Clementine to die, and now everyone's like,
No, no.
Clementine's back, and now I don't want to finish it.
Damn, that sucks because that was like one game of the year I think last year.
Yeah.
That game was
Yeah.
so good.
No, Journey 2 got Game of the Year for IGN's poll. Journey,
Are you sure?
positive.
Oh, I'm thinking. Yeah,
People
I think
loved
most
it.
everywhere else. I think it was The Walking Dead.
Cthulhu Saves the World. That's a good one.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how like developers were really all about the Xbox One's DRM situation, and Sony had a developer, one that Wes and I are a big fan of, Ready at Dawn, went online recently to say, "Hey, GameStop fucking sucks."
Yeah.
And I love that developer.
Well, I was talking about that too. He was talking about them trying to sell him
A used copy of the game.
copy as new, and they're like, "Well, it's pretty
$5
new. It's only
cheaper.
$5 off.
Yeah.
It's like almost new." He's like, "No, this is not new. I wanted a new game." Like they do that to me. Like I've been in there, and they'll try to sell me an opened game as new.
That's why I go to Walmart.
Yeah, I don't go to GameStop.
Another great one, Liz,
Why
is
do you go to Walmart?
Knights of Pen and Paper. That's a great one on Steam.
What was that one you got us started on?
Ooh, what about
Where your papers, please?
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
Papers,
That-
Please is
that's free.
awesome.
So,
what about
It's a doozy.
Alien Hominid? Is that on Steam?
I don't know.
That if you like Castle Crashers, it's like basically
Rochard.
Castle
that's a good
Crashers,
one.
but you're an
Rochard's
alien.
great. That was like a completely.
I'm just going
overlooked
through like my
platform
list
game.
of all my
I'm looking
games
it up.
now. The Baconing, that's great.
Oh,
Okay,
What
there it
is that?
Death
the
Spank?
Baconing.
That's
Death Spank.
yeah.
And then probably my favorite, The Misadventures of PB Winterbottom. And he just steals pies and makes copies of himself that help him steal pies. So he goes back in time and does things, and it's awesome.
Hominoid is
can you
not on
find-
Steam.
Can you find old games like Earthworm Jim and stuff like that on Steam?
Depends on the licensing. I mean,
Because I know they re-released Earthworm Jim not too long ago.
And
on
if you like
PS.
tower defense games, Unstoppable Gorg.
or
is
if you like
excellent.
tower
Orcs
defense
Must
games, Ratchet and Clank.
This baconing game looks like Psychonauts.
It kind of
Well,
is.
you know what? We're talking about all these great games. Let's talk about. Let's still give the listeners an idea of our personality. What is your favorite game you always go back to? What's that
Yeah,
one
John.
or two games you go back
What's
to?
your favorite?
We'll say the top three.
We'll
say
skip
that.
John because he can't
Oh.
answer this question.
Yeah, we'll start with Sean.
well,
What-
no,
what are
no.
your
You
top
need to be
three?
more
Well, you have
specific.
three.
You can't just say
Top three
across
games
the-
of all time.
Once I remember asking him what was his favorite zombie movie,
This
and he was like,
upsets John.
I haven't seen that many, so it's hard for me to even say that because I feel like what I have seen
Well,
doesn't cover it.
An
well
acceptable
enough.
answer from John will be something. What's a game that you just really like?
You love the
Doesn't have
Halo
to pick
series.
one.
You've been following that series.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, but I mean,
so
that's
pick a Halo game
that's
for
so
one.
easy.
Well,
for-
pick that. That's
That's
easy. It's
that's
supposed to be
okay.
easy. It's
Mine's
supposed to be
easy.
easy.
Mine's totally easy.
Okay.
Halo 4.
Halo 4. Okay, go.
Final Fantasy VII.
Really? I would have called that for you. Okay. What about you?
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2. Right now, it's Metal Gear Solid. First one.
That's a great one.
Go. Liz?
Psychonauts.
Good call.
Great one.
See,
Tim
she's
Schafer.
going across the time of gaming experience.
That was a PS2
You asked
game.
me recently
No, I said all time.
because not
All time. Go. All time.
I
all time.
said, what have you been playing recently?
That makes it
something on 64.
Mario
that
Kart.
just sticks out most of my mind. Probably Banjo Tooie.
easy. Banjo 2 is great.
Earthworm Jim.
Like rare games, I love those.
Rare on
so.
the Super Nintendo.
Donkey
Kong
Nintendo
64
is good. Okay, what do you got?
Chrono Trigger.
Man, you were the old school JRPG
I
guy.
love the old RPGs before
But Chrono
JRPG
Trigger was the
ruined it.
first one. Final Fantasy VII was a lot. That was my entry into the RPG genre for a long time. But Chrono Trigger was a vastly superior game.
Chrono
And it was-
Trigger was huge.
And it came out 4 years before.
It had 50 endings.
Okay.
50.
What about you, Wes?
Wait, what's the question?
Just keep
number,
going.
Number 2 game.
Oh, number 2 game? Damn it.
This is harder than
Come back
first.
to me. Come back to me.
Okay. Last of Us. We'll see how that falls in my category later on. Last of Us is my number 2. Still Metal Gear Solid number 1.
Man, I've got all the way to the 5. I can't believe you guys are struggling.
I mean, either.
Wait, Metal Gear Solid 1?
Yeah, the PlayStation 1 version with Solid Snake and Sniper Wolf and Vulcan Raven.
Right,
Oh
yeah.
God, I could go.
It's so good.
It's so good.
That's my number 4.
It is.
Okay, there you go. What's your number 2?
I put probably 140 plus hours into Morrowind. on
Morrowind.
Xbox.
Never
Solid.
played it. Is it good?
That's the best out of the Elder Scrolls.
Wow. Okay.
And I
What
mean,
about
include like even taking into account the improvements on
taking
it.
Oblivion, taking Skyrim?
Because they've watered it down.
Okay.
Like it's getting more and more appealing to just a generic audience as opposed to a dedicated fan base.
Okay. I'm gonna throw one out there. Nobody's gonna get here in a minute. But go ahead.
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Number 3.
Wow.
Yeah. I will clap
Okay.
that.
So good.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I like your picks.
I'm giving you my number 2 and 3 now because I'm one behind.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with The Last of Us and then Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4 is so good. It was fun.
Yeah, I
Oh
missed
man. It's hard for me to pick. I have a really soft spot for the Tekken series because I have a lot of good memories about Tekken with my boys.
I thought you said Taken,
no.
and I was like,
I have a Liam
I don't know
Neeson.
who you are.
I love the
Liam Neeson
Neesons.
has-
But I will find you.
Oh no, I know.
And I will kill you.
I know one.
But it's kind of hard for me to say. I love Uncharted 2. Uncharted 3 was really good too. We'll say Uncharted 3 for now. For now, I really liked Uncharted 3 a lot. And I know I'm picking a lot of latest gen, but yeah. I like Uncharted
Well, they
3.
stick out more in your mind.
Yeah, they do, but this, like I said before, and I know I may be on the unpopular one, I was a Nintendo kid. I was an
me
NES
too.
kid for 7 years, and I love the Super Nintendo.
You fought in the wars.
I was in the wars. I was in the trenches. I came
Fought
out
against Sega.
I came out of Atari, brother. I had the paddles on for Pong.
2600.
Fucking A, man.
You
I mean,
shoulda-
Pitfall Harry was Nathan Drake before there was
That's
Nathan
right.
Drake. But
Right.
man,
Junior high
games
school
aren't better
at
now.
lunch, arguing with the Sony kids. They're like, "Dude, PlayStation 2 is where it's at." I was like,
GameCube. Yeah.
You were
You
the
were
weakest.
lonely.
Animal Crossing.
there.
It's got Rogue Squadron.
GameCube had the best version of Soul Calibur 2, though.
What's your number 4, Liz?
Well, I didn't say my 2 or 3.
Go, please, baby.
Holy
Okay,
crap.
Okay. Gonna have to go with Wind Waker. I don't even know how many playthroughs on that. And
Tons.
I really love the Mass Effect series.
That was my pick.
That's so good.
Okay. Now,
So
which
good.
one?
So,
I'm gonna corner you because those games are very different.
I don't know. Probably 2.
2. You picked the right
That's
one.
the one I played that one the most.
Yeah.
You picked the right
"What
one.
is that like? The Empire Strikes Back?"
It is the
is.
Empire.
It
'Cause
is the Empire
yeah.
Strikes
It
Back.
was the most accessible RPG I've ever played because it has a lot of action
It was,
elements. But the stories were so good. I mean, do you remember Jacob,
Yes.
his
the black
father's
guy.
story? His story with his father who went off into space and started like
Nobody
this
wants to
space
say.
harem for 10 years and didn't tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an amazing story. Like his father and son, the
All
dichotomy
of
of
it
their
was
relationship.
great.
There was so many
I bought
good
them for
stories.
Garrus.
Oh, Garrus is your boy. Okay, now,
Garrus is my number 1.
were you a femme shep or were you a male shep?
Oh, fam, of course.
Then who did you bang?
Garrus.
Garrett, you. Oh man, yeah, me too.
Oh wow.
I think I
Oh, now what's your? So you got Wind Waker, then Mass Effect 2. What's your 4th one?
I want to say Metal Gear Solid 3.
Snake Eater's
Snake
a great
Eater.
one.
Girl, you and I.
Oh,
Simpatico. Snake Eater was a great leap forward for Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
I have my last picks. Yeah, that's a good one. John, you got another one for us?
I'm glad she mentioned Psychonauts because
Yeah.
I don't want to feel alone on that.
Schaefer's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, that was such a sleeper and underappreciated.
And sunk his company.
so brilliant. So brilliant.
Yep.
Like it, I think that was the last game I played that had the charm of those rare games that I loved, where all the there was tons. Well, there's more thought, probably a better narrative put into that than Banjo.
Oh sure, but those rare games were so good.
That was a Tim Schafer though.
Yeah, so I cared about those characters, and
That's Tim
it's
Schafer.
super nutty.
And I loved
Yeah.
Brutal Legend. That game wasn't even that good, but I loved Brutal Legend. It was
Do you
fun.
own it?
Oh, I have it. Yeah,
Yes, can I borrow it?
at PS3.
Damn it.
I'd let you borrow, but you hate Doctor Who so much.
What's he got to do with? Oh, there's just an embargo on John now.
might be in the bargain.
Foreign
John,
relations have
don't you
deteriorated.
I have an Xbox and PS2 copy of Psychonauts. Don't you have it?
No. We're talking about Brutal Legend.
We're talking about Brutal
Oh.
Legend. Yeah.
That's one of my
And
favorites.
what's your last one?
Schaefer.
My last one is a twofer. It's a tie
Are we doing-
between.
This is 4, right?
Well, I'm on 5 because my fourth one was Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm behind.
He's been
I'm
around
at
longer.
I'm at Star Control 2, which was on PC, which is getting remade.
You were
Old school.
It's gonna get a good treatment too. That XCOM game is
Old
really
school.
good.
And then Batman Arkham Asylum.
I've got to talk about that one.
I can't. That's tied. Like I just can't. I lost 2 whole summers to Star Control 2
Alright.
on my Windows 386 whatever machine.
I haven't even thought about PC.
Okay.
'cause
Okay, so Wes.
Am I doing my last 2 then?
Yeah, I've got my last 2.
Okay,
coming
my
up.
last 2, Time Splitters 2.
Yes.
Oh, good
Yeah,
times.
I probably
Arcade
that
version?
Forgot about that.
arcade version.
No, you're getting it mixed up with Time Killers.
Sorry.
No.
Time Splitters was just a PS2 launch title. It had
it was on
3
GameCube.
versions. Was it GameCube too?
Well, that Time Splitters 3 was on GameCube.
Oh,
It was
know.
like Time Splitters.
2, and then the third one was on 360.
It
Was there
never
a
went
fourth
next
one?
gen. No, there's
Nope.
3. There's
Well, what was the
1,
one in
2,
Mario?
it went
and then
next
the
gen.
third one didn't have a number. It was like Time Splitters something.
It was
Future Perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe I think I'm Time Cops or something.
maybe.
And
oh,
it
you're
wasn't on
thinking
360. It was on Xbox.
It
I know.
was
I
on,
played it on Xbox.
I had it for GameCube,
it
was
was an
on
arcade. It never
Oh,
made
it
arcade.
was
and then I had the
Okay,
first
okay.
2 for PlayStation 2.
I played it, and I
So
had the consoles,
I-
whatever it was for.
I never, because I'm, yeah. So that's that one. And then I want to just say this as a franchise, Ratchet and Clank, but I'm going to go with, now it's on my head, I'm going with A Crack in Time from my last one.
Butt cracking time.
Butt Crack in Time.
Butt Crack in
Surprised they didn't do
Tee
that.
butts.
My last 2, I'm just doing 2 at a time now. Again, it's embarrassing to have 2 Metal Gear games in the title. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I put 260 hours in that game. Yeah, and that's
How
my
many
second.
days is that?
That's a lot. Peace Walker was so much fun. It was a mixture between Pokemon and Metal Gear. Because you go to different places in different cities and you turn your Wi-Fi on, and certain different characters with
Weird.
different attributes that pop up. Like, oh, I've got a really good sniper now. Oh, this guy's really good at making guns. This guy's really good at medical procedures. And I'd build my base with these guys from all over the city, and I'd sort of pop up my PSP Go, which nobody bought, and I would just pull all this stuff up, and it played so well. And the co-op was like the best third-person co-op I've ever played. And lastly, this isn't even that good of a game over time, but the game that really determined whether I was going to have sex at 16 and not.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, Resident Evil. I played that game. I loved it. I mean, the tank controls are pathetic now, but
I
that
thought
was
about
like
that.
that was like, okay, I can start becoming a musician with my buddies and start smoking dope, or I'm going to just give up on
Okay.
that and just play video games.
I didn't put that in my list because like it's not fun anymore.
Oh, but it doesn't hold up. But man, I know nostalgia. It shouldn't be a category for games, but it is for me.
Man, I guess then in
I don't
that
know.
case,
That,
should
I
have put
count
that.
the GameCube remake as
Which is-
Resident Evil 1,
Which is vastly
It's-
better.
which is
Vastly.
hugely good.
No, it's good, but it
It's
doesn't.
faster, the
it
action's
didn't
better.
affect me the same way that
it
playing
scared me
through-
more
Really?
because the zombies could come back and you had to light them on fire.
The redhead zombies.
And Lisa was scary as shit.
Yeah, that's true. It was almost like a
Wearing,
Texas
like, the
Chainsaw
fucking
Massacre
skin. Yeah,
vibe
that was
going on.
fucking scary.
I think I should replace Ratchet and Clank with Uncharted 1 though. If we're going by like,
Nostalgia.
well, no,
No,
just
it's
like-
you can go by where you want.
I didn't think about naming.
I
two
can
games
I
in the
can
same
go back and play
franchise.
Resident Evil 1 and overlook its flaws, the
Yeah.
loading screens of the doors,
It's a great,
the tank control
great
games.
game.
And it was the voice acting is terrible and wonderful at the same time. I really love the characters and their one-dimensional nature. I love the fact that you walk into this house, which is kind of like a haunted house,
Yeah.
and there's laboratories and there's subfloors and there's cabins next door, and it's so.
I mean,
cool.
it came out in '97, didn't
96.
it? '96, right before Final Fantasy VII
Uh-huh.
debuted in America, and it was such a stark difference to see how they used pre-rendered backgrounds for Resident Evil,
They're so pretty. Like,
and then with
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII, they had like 3 layers of graphics, like the
CG.
blocky stuff, then the pre-rendered stuff for
Then the
battles,
big hits.
and then CG for cutscenes.
All right, what are your last two?
I'm gonna go with Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube.
Wow.
Very old JRPG.
Nice.
I put well over 200 hours into that game.
Okay, here's
Just love it. I love it to death, even
Okay.
though it's terrible.
Have we got everybody's top 5?
I have more.
Go.
Wait, I had another one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, dear.
Okay.
I don't mean to front.
I want to put the original BioShock on that list.
Nice.
Oh, I
Love the
forgot.
first one. So good.
You have
Nice.
really good taste. Really good
Thank
taste.
you.
wow.
I learned it from my
Not from-
older
not from John.
brother.
From watching you. I learned,
learned
it from watching you.
Okay,
It's true.
Also,
we
Final
brought up-
Fantasy VIII.
8. The overlooked Final Fantasy. That was actually, I like
I have a
that
Final
than
Fantasy VIII tattoo.
7 and 8.
No,
You
fucking
do?
Don't.
I do.
Where is it?
Is it
Very
sigil or
private
something?
place.
It's the Lionheart. It's
No
on my
sh-
shoulder.
Oh,
yeah, it's bad.
man.
Yeah, it's embarrassingly awesome.
Well, here's the thing.
That's going in the photo dump.
I think it
Well,
should.
No, it's not.
Just real close.
You
can
guys
tell
don't need
it's
to be
your
able to
bag.
identify my body. All right, let's put it that way.
All right, well, John, what do you got?
I'm just going to cover the PC gamut. Age of Empires 2, Roller Coaster
Roller
Tycoon.
Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah. And the Command and Conquer series.
Yeah. Good
Probably Tiberium Wars. Or not the third one that's just come out, but before that. So, yeah.
Red Alert.
stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's the first.
Red
2 is the
Alert,
first one I played.
1,
Yeah.
2. I'm playing the third one right now.
Two kind of opened my eyes as to what Macintosh computers could do. Because before it was just pinball.
They were just overlooked. Okay, then here's the next question then. What game have you put the most hours into, and how many were there?
Star Control 2.
So you're there.
Over 400 hours.
All right.
And that's playthrough after playthrough after playthrough after
Okay.
playthrough.
I'm embarrassed.
This game made me question my humanity, my morality. I sold crew members into slavery at the far ends of the galaxy
Man.
to get fuel to get back to the solar system.
Gotta do what you gotta
Jesus
do.
Christ, dude.
Listen, I was a cold-hearted son of a bitch, and I felt guilty afterwards. And I mean, I'm selling pixels that represent crew members to this trader
But,
race.
but
'cause I
you're
need
buying
fuel.
in. You're buying in.
Yeah, I'll take you,
Yeah.
little boy.
So the fact that they're they're picking up that franchise that Paul Reich did, and they're running with it.
It's a 20-year-old franchise.
I
too.
cannot wait for them to bring the XCOM flavor to it.
Okay, Wes, what about you? I know what your answer is going to be. I'm
do
kinda
you?
curious.
What do you think it's going to be?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I do.
Uncharted 1. You beat
No,
that
no,
game
no,
so
I was
many
going to say
times.
home pregnancy
Yeah,
test.
but I didn't
That's
put
a fun
nearly
game.
as much time into Uncharted
Little
1 as I
nerve-wracking.
did into Uncharted 2 multiplayer.
How much
I
time-
played that for 2
How much
years.
time overall? How much time?
God, I don't know. I know I put over 200 hours in Grand Theft Auto 4,
Yeah.
Wow.
and I know that I put at least twice that much time in
But wait,
Uncharted
That
2.
is huge for a game on nearly this generation.
When I was raving about Saints Row the Third, are you just burnt out on sandbox run around
Yes.
games now?
No, I just my thing is I don't want to get into that situation again.
Oh.
No, I
legit.
love them. I seriously put 200 hours.
He's trying to
into-
come back, guys. All right,
Yeah.
Right, okay.
help the man.
Yeah,
So it's
this
just,
2-year
no,
chip.
I love them, and that's why I'm just gonna wait until Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out. I have Saints Row. I downloaded it. I just haven't played it.
Because you know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You
You
know.
haven't massaged it yet.
So it's either that or it's Uncharted 2 or Grand Theft Auto. And I really have no idea how much time I put into Uncharted 2, but
All right.
a lot,
Impressive.
a lot.
Liz, what's your answer?
Well over 100
Trying to
hours,
find
really?
out.
What is this at?
Into
How many?
Uncharted?
The game you put
For
the most
multiplayer.
time in.
Oh.
How much time did you put in?
Well, Tales of Symphonia, I probably put about 200 hours.
That's pretty good.
Final Fantasy VII, a lot of hours.
Yeah. Did you cry when
Oddly,
when Tifa, or was it Tifa? Eris
Eris.
beat it? No,
Nah.
you weren't that bad. She was too good.
I didn't like it.
I thought she was
Aerith.
kind of a
I
goody goody to me.
I like Tifa.
Me too, right? All right, cool.
I was like, Cloud, no, Tifa loves you. Love her.
Right.
Do you know who voiced Tifa?
No
Why are you
one.
looking at me?
It was text, wasn't it?
Who?
It was text in 7. No
Yeah.
one did.
Oh well, they were talking about the girl that did the voice. She was the
Maybe in the movie version. Or
That must have been what
Maybe
it
in
was.
Advent Children.
It's the girl from Arrested Development, Anne.
Oh,
Are you serious?
She voiced Tifa. On
It must have
something.
been in the.
No way!
And she's also April O'Neil in the new Ninja Turtles. FYI.
She's also Katara in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Interesting.
Well, now you're talking my language.
I was really hoping one of you guys was gonna beat mine because you guys. All right.
I'm a psycho, but I'm not
Wait,
that
also, game I put a lot of hours into. Jade Empire.
How many?
psycho.
Over 100.
Okay.
I mean,
we got
So-
dorky, but you got to
Quite
remember
a-
my 400 came when I was like 14 and 15. Like, actually younger than that. I wasn't even close to driving. I was probably like 12, 13. But
It's that sweet spot of no job, can't
no
drive.
job, no responsibilities for the summer.
Right.
And we had Windows 3.1. This was the only game that would work on it.
Yeah.
And my brother wanted to play Nintendo, so I rocked Star Control for 8 hours a day,
Nice.
every day during the summer.
Yeah.
I totally gave you the wrong number. I've put 140 into Skyrim, or
Oh, yeah.
180.
It's easy to do
something like
100
that.
plus. in a
But
game.
before I even realized it happened, it wasn't even like, boy, I'm really milking this one dry. It was like, oh, there's 140 hours into that. There's still so much more to do. Like, I haven't even gotten that Solstheim download
Jesus.
or the Vampire.
Can you go back to
one.
that one? You think? Are you done with that one?
I think I could, but
All right.
I'm kind of afraid to, kind of like Wes and Saints Row. But what I was trying to say is that I have no idea how many hours I put into Morrowind. It was well over that, like far, far over that. So.
I think I spent more time in Morrowind trying to figure out what the fuck I was supposed to do than anything
me
else.
supposed to become a
too.
Yeah.
Sean.
The problem is I'd be like, oh, look, here's these boots.
Shoulda
And I would
asked.
jump and then I'd die.
I had no idea what was going on half the time.
Yeah. I felt like the narrative got stronger in Oblivion.
Games, even 13 years ago, were so much harder than they are now.
Well, it's
My
because
God.
like people.
I was
actually
talking to my mom
talked
about that.
versus,
They're so much
all
harder back then.
text-based, for one thing,
Right.
and yeah, the narrative isn't as.
All right, Eric, you need to destroy us real
Wrap
quick.
us up like a
Dude,
burrito.
this will be the closing thing for me. I won't talk anymore.
Free
after this
birds.
Because it's like, thank God I'm married, because there'd be no chance of me ever having sex again. And this was recent.
There might be no chance right now if she hears these numbers.
She won't listen to this. She didn't listen to this shit. She's like, this
She's here.
She's gone dancing, her Latin dancing, the harlot. Anyway, so she'll never listen to this.
She comes out and punches him right in the dick.
I listen to
She-
Latin music when I play Tropico, and it's great.
Okay, you guys have heard of Virtua Tennis 4, right?
Yeah.
I love tennis. I'm
Oh,
not good
no.
at playing tennis, but I love
Don't
tennis.
tell me.
670
That's
hours.
horrible, dude. That's disgusting.
And I still didn't even get the platinum. I'm one trophy away from a platinum.
I'm gonna try to figure out how much time I put into Uncharted 2 and let you know next week.
That's
Dear
sickening.
670 hours. And I did it on my Vita.
Divided
I don't
by
even know how I did it.
24 equals.
There is
you
no
put
way.
27 days into that. You nearly played a month.
I
That's
played it
sickening.
every day for like 2 months. Every
There's-
single day. Lunch breaks. I played 4 minutes, but I played online. I was trying to get that one online trophy. And it is
So-
impossible. It's one of those impossible online trophies.
That makes my butt hurt.
Here's the thing. It's not even that good of a game. It's a solid game.
Tennis.
No, yeah.
You know how good you'd be at normal tennis if you put that many hours?
You know,
into
like
it?
I was talking to, I was on the, no shit, right?
You'd be in such
I'd be
good
like
shape.
fucking Kornikova, right?
Actually, no, you wouldn't.
Cute
That
skirt?
would literally be 27 days of practice. Like you would probably be shittier. Than
I'd be better
Oh,
shape at
good point.
least.
But we're talking hours, not just like you go out for, on Tuesday and you play for 2 hours. Like days. Like he's out there all day.
Yeah.
The sun rises and sets and the moon goes.
I could learn how to play a new instrument. I could
His body would break.
have
before he learned
remodeled
that.
my bathroom, but nope.
No,
Oh,
instead you laid
okay.
hardwood floor, which looks really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
How
thank
much
you.
was yours? Yours was
670.
okay. Mine. This says here that I played Uncharted
Oh, please.
2 for 314 hours, 23 minutes and 2 seconds.
I was sure you were going to beat me.
I
Wes.
think.
I was
see,
sure of it.
I don't think that's right though. I really don't because.
You could double that number. I'd be
well,
fine
that
with it.
and I've played on several different consoles.
Liz,
and I've
how much
played
did I
the,
play Halo 2
Listen, how big is your
multiplayer?
penis?
Way too much.
I'd rather not talk about it, Sean.
I mean, that's what we're doing right now, right?
I remember distinctly it was 4 or 5 in the morning and I was still on Halo 2 multiplayer and I was like, yeah, level 40
You won.
sniper. What?
You win.
No, Eric won.
Yeah,
Well,
I would
against me.
wake up in the morning, you would be downstairs playing. I would go to sleep at night, you would be downstairs playing.
Yeah, I would.
I would wake up the next day, you were still there.
God.
stinky.
Well, at least we know you didn't have a masturbation
funky.
habit.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, on that
we're still
note,
going. We're still going. Sorry.
actually,
very-
we're
very
still
crusty controller.
closing it up, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's.
but let's wrap it up.
let's get
Like
out
a
of here.
We're definitely at the time.
Let's wrap it up on a John Benson masturbation joke.
I don't like being the butt of this joke.
It's too late.
I
It
don't
already
like
happened.
this joke. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like this joke now.
I think that's what makes it so fun for all of us.
Two of us.
Yeah, again, I apologize for being gone for so long, guys. I mean, I was talking to my wife the other day, and I was watching Game of Thrones, and you guys will appreciate this. I read so much stuff online that means nothing to us, anybody other than us four. It means nothing.
And Liz.
And Liz, of course, our loyal fan. It means nothing to anybody. I was watching Game of Thrones, and there's a scene in this pirate goes, "I've been a pirate for 4 years," and I was like, you know what? That is the average lifespan of a pirate. They oftentimes got arrested or killed. And I paused Game of Thrones to tell my wife that. She's like, "Thanks, Wicca fucking asshole." And so I was like, "Great."
Wicked asshole.
And then I kept going, and there's another moment where this guy's like, "This map, I'm not sure how accurate it is." And I paused it again because I knew the fact about maps. And then I go, "Oh no." And she goes, "What were you going to say?" In her thick European accent, she said, "What were you going to say?" I'm like, "Nothing."
What were you going to say?
I was going to
Tell
talk.
Tell
me.
me,
I was
little
going, I mean,
man.
very briefly. I was like, I was going to spout
I
off
will
this
whip
fact
it out
about
of you later.
the way, you know, this is amazing. Like the way map makers from like the last 400 years, they would make maps. What they would do is they'd create trap streets. It's a fake street on a map, or a fake road, or even a fake island on a map. That way, if anybody copied it, they know it was a fake because they're fake.
I
island.
have heard of that.
It's
yeah.
called a trap street. And so I pause it, and I get ready to spout off this bullshit information like a person with Tourette's. And my wife goes, "No." I hit play, and I just sat in my chair just like vibrating.
But you know what? You know what? Someone somewhere in our audience
That is Tourette's.
is going to
Blurts
use.
out of you eventually.
They're going to use that factoid to save their life.
And on that, John, get us out of here.
Get us out of here, John,
We're
go.
way too, yeah.
Did you know there was a guy who injected his penis with cocaine?
Or to let Eric.
Cut it.
Cut it.
Kill it. Kill it with fire.
His dick fell off, dude.
No Twitters and whatnot.
Liz,
Okay.
does that really work? Come on.
What? Does
All
what
that,
work?
That stupid stuff at the end of like.
We're doing it.
You
We
can
gotta
find
do
me at Twitter.
Not yet because we don't have listeners.
I emailed you.
That's true.
Okay, well,
Wait, does Liz?
If
Do you
you
follow
wanna
me
eat-
on Twitter?
I'm trying here.
I have a
If you don't
Twitter.
wanna-
I don't follow you though.
Great.
Oh,
So-
see, yeah.
All right, no.
Do we wanna have-
I'm sorry, I had a lapse of confidence, but it's back. It's been restored. So,
We're in.
if you want to send us your favorite games that you played when you were a youngin',
Yeah, give us your top 5 if you're out there. Give us your top 5 games. We love hearing what people have to say about. And even if we don't agree with them, it creates a great discourse. So please respond.
you can send that to getpluggedpodcast@gmail.com.
I'd love to do a top 5 movies next time. I can go on that for years.
You can check out our Facebook page if you just search Get Plugged Podcast on Facebook. Get a community going there. Do our work for us. That'd be great. Post some funny pictures.
Yeah.
You can check out our image dump show notes of things we've talked about in the episodes there. So, yeah. I'm sitting pretty far away from the mic. I'm sorry.
Tragedy.
And
I can hear you.
we've got a Twitter that we don't update, so forget that.
we have a Twitter?
Yeah, I made
Shit.
one, but
No, we
Oh,
don't.
Damn.
Let's just talk about our Twitters. And
Yeah.
get the
let's
hell
do that.
out.
Yeah.
yeah.
let's
Well, you
get
can
this-
find Mr. Sean Ferguson at Inkstatic, I believe.
Twitter.com/ink.
Following right
Atta
now.
girl.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
right.
god.
I love pity follows. Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at pretty_sketchy or on Instagram at kinda_sketchy because someone took pretty. Stupid. Eric, where are you?
You can find me at John Eric Osborne. Probably the next week, you're going to see the album cover for my new record I'm putting out in the next couple of months. I'm going to post it on Twitter and my Facebook feed. You can find me at johneric.osborne.com. And I'm going to New York Comic Con pretty soon.
What?
So, yeah, every year. That's my pilgrimage every year. Maintain my contacts.
It's your Mecca.
That's my Mecca. Yeah, absolutely. And
You
so
have to phone in for that one.
I'm probably gonna go to the IGN panel again. I go every year and have a good time at the IGN panel.
Do you have to like go around a certain building 5 times and say like the creeds? And
Well, there's a few things you have to know.
I'm trying to make an Islamic reference here, but it's really
It is my
bombing.
pilgrimage.
I'm
There's a
bombing
few things
so
you have to go
hard.
through. There are times when, like,
Anyway,
the nerdness is even too thick for me at times.
hey Wes, are you on the internet?
I am. You can find me at Wesky Dean. Just look me up. I don't do things.
He's too busy on his
I'm not even going to spell it
PlayStations.
this time.
You know what, Wes? Sign
Figure
it
it out.
off.
Wait,
Oh.
what about Liz?
Yeah, I'm
Liz,
tired of this responsibility.
Liz,
Liz,
where can we find your
You
lovely
over there.
self?
Do you want to?
Do you
You can
want
find
followers?
me on Twitter at Agent Hazel.
yeah,
And I'm-
ZL, yeah.
All right, Agent Hazel.
Agent Hazel, like my eyes.
Hazel, Hazel. Oh.
And on that, go plug yourself.